remember to turn off the button. Welcome back, everybody. I don't see anybody in the chat other than myself. So I don't know if it's just people are waiting or if people are just got Happy Ant. Happy Ant UK. Happy Ant, I think, is the only one so far. A little early. So welcome to another episode of Exotics Radio podcast. Today's going to be a special day because I've changed up the program just a little bit. Stefan Harop says, "Evening, cracks." Hello, hello. So anyways, what do we got planned for today? Well, today I am going to introduce featured creature. I gotta get those remembered. Featured creature. So at the 1 hour mark, I will introduce you to somebody very new. Also, I'm going to actually start trying to find specialized rescues, such as snakes and reptiles and amphibians. And you see where this is going, right? Okay, so I'm going to try to find specialized rescues and have an animal from their group featured on the show. Maybe we can help find some homes from some very lonely babies. So anyways, without further ado, since we got just a few people in here, I might as well treat you guys to some new music. Yes, I downloaded some new music, so I'm actually pretty happy about this whole list. So our first song coming up is coming up now. Let me get my little buttons here. And I'm sorry about the brief pauses, but I have too little of monitors going on. I need one more monitor so I can actually keep track of all three. Oh my goodness. So, how is everybody doing? I see Tony's Tarantula's in the house. We've got Happy Ant UK, John Russell, aka Crazy Kane, as well as Stefan Harop. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. And you guys are going to be lucky ones to hear in on the featured creature of the hour when the hour passes. So stay tuned for that. I got a very special boy coming up and I want to announce the world that he's here and he's looking for a home. For those who have missed what I was trying to do, what the new change in schedule is, or not change in schedule, but the new change in programming is, it's basically, I want to start featuring rescues on Wednesday. I wanted to start featuring animals that have been in the system for way too long. Let's find them a home. Most of the animals I'll be featuring are probably going to be from the UK. I'm not going to lie, most of my listeners are from the UK. So let's try to do something there, work something out. Ophi Spider-Verse Hey, Ophi, or I should say Ophi's dad. Ophi and Ophi's dad. You two come as a pair. I got your picture soon enough last week. It's probably going to take about a month, so I hope that it reaches you all right. We got Mark the Spider Guy. Hi, Cracks. Hi, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing pretty good tonight. And we even have Bailey's Bug Blog, so now everybody's starting to come in. They're starting to pour in. Many people have missed out what the features are. So, and even got Peter Webster. My man Peter. Hope you're doing well tonight. So anyways, as I was saying, also, I wanted to say that Scott may or may not show up tonight. He's really busy. He was really sorry. Either he's going to be really late, and he's going to try to make it to the show, maybe even be here for the last 30 minutes or so. But he's going to try and make it if he can't. I told him not to stress. So if you guys want to send him some love and some support his way, tell him not to stress. It's okay. Go for it. So anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I wanted to ask you guys what's new. What's going on? It's expo season, and all of the expos are closed because of some strange flu-like symptoms. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just not gonna say the C word. C word is a dirty word on the show. I'm just gonna leave it alone. But we've dealing with that still. And unfortunately, I was gonna go to my first expo. I was gonna present Exotics Radio on Expo and do a live feed, so you guys can see what it would be like here in Sweden. And of course, they're closed. The one at the end of May will not be happening. And of course, if I want to go to one, I either have to go to Germany, which is in lockdown right now, or I have to go to Denmark. I'm like, really? Those are my options. I'm like, I kind of don't have that kind of equity right now anymore. I also learned some new cool things about the business. Now, you guys know I'm trying to open my business, and I got step-by-step of why handlers are having such issues shipping to the UK when it comes to the Brachypelma and the Pochiotheria. Pochiotheria. Yeah, don't ask me to print it. The Pokies. And anyways, why they're having such issues. And it's because January 1st of 2021, the sites had changed the rules. And since the UK is no longer part of the EU, these laws do not apply to them. Now, what it is, even in an EU country, if I was selling to another EU country, I have to basically provide a pedigree for that spider and show that it had been bred, where it had been bred, and who it was bred by. Hey, Creepy Crawly, UK. Creepy Crawly, I have something to say, but towards the end of the show, I basically almost lost my breakfast, and I saw a certain picture of certain critters. But anyways, I'll talk more about that later. Anyways, as I was saying, the UK, basically, when you guys broke away from the EU, even in the UK, we actually have to have a pedigree for each and every spider that is in that genus now, upon sale. Now, mind you, on top of providing that permit for that spider just to be sold in the EU, you can imagine the permit and the travel permit that I have to provide for that animal, and transport certifications. So there's 3 certifications on top of also filling out the bill of sale with the pedigree. And that's pretty much why it's pretty difficult to get it into the UK. But I have talked to a lawyer. I have lawyered up a little bit. I have started talking to the Swedish Agriculture and Wildlife Department, and trying to get everything in order. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to cost a lot of money, but in the end, I think it's going to be worth it. I think I'll be one of the very few sellers that can get you guys what you guys want outside of the EU, or not outside the EU, but outside of your country into the EU. So, yeah, I think it'll pay off in the end. It's going to be a little bit of a gamble, but like I said, it'll be interesting. Besides, it'll give me an excuse to actually fly with these animals to the UK, and that's pretty much what you have to do. You have to actually take the animals yourself. They're talking about banning the packaging now. When it comes to the animals on the sites, I think it's because they can't regulate them enough. I'm not too sure about that. But that's just from Sweden. I don't know about other countries in the EU, what their laws pertain to taking them to the UK. So, I mean, it's mind-boggling why they're doing it. considering the countries that these animals are originally from have banned transport outside of their own country, and it's been several years. So, I mean, come on. 1999, India put a huge lockdown, or was it 1998? It was either 1998 or 1999 when India put a huge lockdown on export of these animals. So if you can't export them, and most of these animals are younger than 1999, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be captive bred, because it would not be worth selling an animal that cheaply after you've spent a bunch of money to smuggle it out. I mean, it just makes no sense. Apparently somebody that made these laws did not sit down with an actual keeper and actually come up with these laws. So Ophi's Spider-Verse says, would you be able to ship to the US or only the EU? I will only be able to ship to Europe. I cannot... the US has such stringent laws that do not allow basically overseas transfer. And I wouldn't recommend it anyways. Mainly because the amount of time it would take, the animal would pretty much perish in the shipment. This isn't like the 1980s, 1970s, 1960s, where these animals were actually shipped in wooden crates and was kept and basically delivered in a big heavy crate, because it wasn't just one or two of them, it was actually a whole slew of them, and with other goods and other animals, of course. Smaller animals. So, I mean, they all had their individual containers and they were packed tightly into a big crate. So those times have passed. Now everything goes through mail, and the mail guys are not exactly the nicest people. And not to mention it takes up to, you'll see. It'll take about a month for my package to reach you, Ophi. So you'll see why you don't want to be able to ship. You don't want to be shipping live animals to the U.S., even if it was legal. Tony's Tarantula says, me and my P. regalis love dubias. Now, I'm just going to say, I don't like the dubias. I hate cockroaches so much. Cockroaches are beautiful. No, you and I have we have a big agreement let's just agree to disagree on that. Again, I had, it was just, I was eating and I saw the pictures and I had to put my foot down. It was just something I can't do. So anyways, like I said, so I'm getting in the bottom of why everything's going on, and I'm going to have to pump out a lot of money. It's about 70 to 100 euro per permit, and just for the Brachypelma, I'm going to have to at least provide, if I'm going to sell to the UK, I'm going to at least have to provide 5 permits, and that adds up really quick. And you can understand why you do not want to be able... you can't sell a Brachypelma for that much to make your money back. You really can't. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I'm going to try and become what they call a wholesale breeder. And we'll see where this goes. I'm going to see if it's legal first. And then spend some money on it. And then we'll see where we go with that. Let's all send Crack some love. Oh, thank you, Happy. Yes, as I was saying, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you are subscribed, again, hit that like button, and share the show. This is no longer about my show anymore. This is more about, when the hour comes. So as I was saying, I want to promote, rescues. I want to start promoting animals that need homes, and not just the fuzzies. The 4-legged fuzzies, everybody loves them. They will find a home. I'm talking about the legless ones, or the 8-legged ones. You know about this show. The show is primarily focused on the type of animals, so I want to focus on those type of animals and those type of rescues. And if you guys know a rescue that needs help and would love to come on the show, feel free to tell me. Feel free to help us get connected, and we can get that happening. I did ask the Big Snake Rescue in I think it's Southwest UK. I have it in the description, but I don't have my notes in front of me. I did ask them to come on the show. They're thinking about it, but I did come across an animal who's just absolutely lovely, and I will share a little bit about him and where you guys can find him on the Facebook group. Moon Over Miami asked me, can you promote me? Everybody, go check out Moon Over Miami. Is that good? But I want to say thank you, Peter Webster, and thank you, Mark Spidergeist. Thank you, Stefan, Happy Ant, Creepy Crawly, and Ophi Spiderverse, especially Ophi. I wasn't really feeling it today. I was like, oh, I'm so sore today. Why do I want to even come on? Why do I want to do this today? And I was like, I could barely lift my arms. Then I see across my feed, go check out Happy Comfy Pants Wednesday. I'm like, oh, I can't miss today. So I want to say thank you, Ophi, for it. And I'm pretty sure it's your dad as well. Thank you guys for being the little needle that makes me sit up, as my mom used to call it. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into another song. That's what we're here for, right? I gotta press the button. Oh, and I am talking into a muted mic. I can't believe that. So thank you everybody for being here. I am Cracks, your host. You're on Exotics Radio Podcast. It is a lovely day today, or I should say lovely night this evening, here in Sweden. I hope it is where you're at. Now we've got some wonderful people. Now I was asking about the volume because last time I checked, when it uploaded, the volume was so soft. You could hear Mr. Grindler really well, but you could barely hear me. And I don't know what it is, but sometimes the sound gets a little twisted. And again, I don't know what that is. So I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Urban Exotics UK has actually entered the room. Or I should say entered the channel. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And again, if you guys like the show, hit the like button. Don't be shy. It wants you to hit it. But no, without further ado, we've got a lot of music going on tonight. And of course, without Scott here, I feel like I'm floundering a little bit. But hey, You gotta do what you gotta do. Now we've got Urban, Bailey, Happy Ant, Peter, Mark the Spider Guy, Ophi Spider-Verse. We've got a room full of people. Happy Ant. Just a lot. A lot of people. So I hope everybody's doing this evening. So now I've got a thing for you. I got a question for you guys. Have you guys ever rescued an animal? Have you guys ever adopted a rescued animal? That's my biggest question. What do you guys think about rescued animals? Give or take. I want to hear your guys' ideas. I want to hear your thoughts. Personally, I have no issues with it. I think like I said, people are people. Sometimes they'll do the stupidest things like adopting without doing the full research. I think that's absolutely asinine in my opinion. But hey, again, we're human, and I can't blame anybody who wants to get into the hobby. Now, Peter Webster says that they had 2 rescued dogs. Yeah, well, like I said, I bet you they were lovely puppies. Lovely puppies. Now, I am a bit of a dog person, even though I have cats. I guess I'm an animal person. Happy Ant UK says, animal rescue is great if it's done right. Yeah, I completely 100% support that statement. Urban Exotics said they used to rescue fish, but not animals. I rescued fish, but not animals. Fish are animals, UK. Fish are animals. I think they're meaning they didn't rescue the fuzzy ones. They just adopted the fish. No, I didn't know there was a rescue for fish. I didn't know there was a problem, which is kind of odd, I guess. I've never heard of fish being in a part of a rescue. Could you elaborate a little bit? Because that would be really nice. Because like I said, this is my really first time really get into trying to help rescue centers and animal rescues on Facebook groups and try to get the word out there about certain animals and stuff. Not in the RSPCAIs. Fish are friends, not food. No, fish are food. I'm from Sweden. Not all fish are food, but some fish are food. Now, Urban Exotic UK says there is a fish rescue, but they're usually privately funded. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Now, Urban, do you know any Facebook groups that do fish rescue? Because like I said, I would really love to get in touch with other rescues, especially on Facebook, because I find that the groups there are really easy to talk to, as long as you, of course, follow the rules. Happy Ant, it's fine from Finding Nemo cracks. It's a line. I know what it is. I know where that came from. Same as Bubbles. My favorite line, Bubbles. Stephen Hart said, could be classed as a rescue if someone has a fish too big for a tank, that you've got a bigger tank it could live in. Could it be classed as a rescue if... I don't know. I think when we're talking about rescue, we're talking about actually funded institutions that actually take in animals and then rehome them. Now, the rehome that I was talking about, the big snake rescue in southeast or southwest? I think it's southwest. Let me look it up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if I can bring up my Facebook without it doing a lot of alarms, because it loves to do that. No, hold on. I'm looking. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the big snake rescue southwest. Okay, UK. They do not rehome to breeders, of course. They're looking for individual and private homes that are just normal. But they are also looking for experienced keepers. Bailey's Bug Block says, friends just got a dog coming from the Romanian rescue. Aw, that's great. Okay, so Bailey's Bug Block says, always had rescued cats. Most of the time I've always had them until I found my love for the Bolognese, and then I just went straight up Bolognese, sorry. They have a specific look and attitude that I just really love. But that's just me, of course. Urban Yacht says that's called rehoming. Oh, okay, I have to agree with that. When you take a fish, Urban Exotics UK says Ohio Fish Rescue in the States was one that the UK and was one in the UK, but don't think it's going on anymore. Well, we could check that out. I'll definitely look at that later on. Urban Bailey's Bug Bog says all our cats were Cats Protection League, or even worse, bloody neighbors who abandoned them. Ooh, yeah, I don't believe in abandoning animals. That's just no. Bailey's Bug. Oh, sorry, I just read that. Happy Ant UK. Bubbles! I gotta post that. That's just funny. Yeah, it could be classed as a rescue if someone has a... Yeah, like I said, that's a rehoming. That's not not really a rescue. Like I said, a rescue is more of an institution that's been paid privately or government funded and by charity groups or such like. And they take in animals looking for more experienced keepers or, in general, people who has a room or can give them a home, just like fostering. I'm also a big fan of fostering as well, so, I would really love to foster animals, but of course I don't have the room. So again, I want you to sit on those thoughts, think about it for a while, and we get another song coming up. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I was trying to talk to a muted mic again. Ellie's Bug Babies is on. Ellie, now I have a social surprise for you. Would you like to come on the show? I want to discuss this little surprise for you. Come on the show. You know you want to come on the show. There you go. Come on the show. Bailey's Bug Box says, there are 3 houses on the block here that all community look after 2 cats abandoned by people who lived across the fields and at the back. Well, that's good. I'm glad people can come together and actually, like I said, get together and actually help out the kitty community. Now, I read somewhere where there was a community of cats one time where people actually went out of their way to build houses for these animals. It was so bad, and the vet actually turned in their time to spay, neuter, and actually vaccinate all of them. And so it was quite the sight to see. But moving on. So Ellie, I need to sort some few things first, so hopefully she'll come on the show. Like I said, I've got this wonderful surprise. Like I said, the featured creature of the hour is definitely going to be right up her alley. I know it is. I know it's going to make her heart go flipper flapper. And that's a new word. Flipper flapper is now a new word. I just totally made it up, but it's a new word now. Let's just get it into the dictionary now. Mark the Spider guy says, "Go on, Ellie, go on." I love Mark. So yeah, if you guys are like I said, new to the show, this is what we do on Wednesdays. It is Comfy Pants Wednesdays, where you wear the most comfortable pants. I am wearing the most comfortable pair of shorts that go past my knees. I'm telling you, these things are irreplaceable. I had to beat certain people in this house. A certain person in this house. I had to beat them off. They're mine. And I had to tell him to stop stealing them. But that's just siblings for you. We try to kill each other. What can we say? I also had to keep the cats away from them because the cats find them lovely and warm and cozy, and then they want to, get fur all over them. And I have one white cat and one very light colored cinnamon cat, and then of course you have the chocolate that his fur doesn't really show up as much, not like the white. The white one definitely is like, guess who loved dummy today. So anyways, yeah, also I want to ask you guys, what's going on with your collections? What's going on new into your tarantula collections, your bug collections, your snake collection? What is going on in your collections? They're more long trousers for dwarves. Yes, and they are the most comfortable, Mark. Just saying. So tell me what's going on new in your homes. What's going on with your babies? Share your stories this week. It has been a week since... Well, I wouldn't say it's been a total week since I last saw you guys. I got to see you guys on Friday, but you guys know the deal. I want to see what you guys do. I want to see how your collections are doing, how your babies are doing. I am part of the Facebook group, but not everybody that listens to us is part of the Facebook group. So, or Facebook groups, I should say, because there's several, which can be a little overwhelming. I'm lying on my super king-size luxury bed, only wearing my shorts, so comfy now. Peter Webster is living the life as we speak. I lost 2 of my crabs and 3 teas. Got it. Oh, I'm sorry, Peter. That sucks. I'm so sorry, sweetie. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter is looking for a crab. I'll see if I can find a crab rescue in your area. If I can find a crab rescue, Peter, you have to sub to me for life. Let's see if I could get one for you. Creepy Crawly says 2 of their crabs died too. Aw, I don't want to, that's horrible. I wonder why the crab... Is there something going on? Is there like a... Were they old? Do you know why? What happened? Peter says he has all the luck. Oh, poor baby. I'm sorry, sweetie. That would be rough on me. I noticed my Regalis is slowing down on his eating, and it's bothering me quite a bit because I don't want him to mature. I want him to stay my baby. I'm actually looking for a wifey for him. I'm actually wondering if somebody has a female they would like to breed, and I can't find anybody, which is kind of sad. Did you get them from the TSS Creepy? Oh, okay. I don't know what TSS is. I'm new to this group. I'm new to the slang. What is TSS? Ladies and gentlemen, if you could tell me what TSS is, I would appreciate it. Bailey's Bug Box says grumpy as the moment. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. Aw. Cheer up. Oh, the spider shop. Oh, okay. No Bugs UK. Red apple crabs at Peter Webster. Yeah. Okay. That's really sad. When a pet dies, my heart just sinks. I'm so sorry. Because like I said, I'm attached to each and every one of my babies. They all have names. I have 60. Each and every one has a name. I know I'm gonna try and sell a few of them off this summer, and it's gonna break my heart to see them go. But I mean, that's I want to get into selling tarantulas. So one of the biggest problems for me is going to be getting attached to each and every one of them. But at least people who order them from me will know that they have the best care. Mark the Spider Guy says they lost the blue pinye. Blue pinye. What is I'm not familiar with that one. Oh, do not make me look that up. Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica is my new best friend. Do not make me look it up. Do you guys remember Encyclopedia Britannica when they actually, was selling it in the schools? Going from door to door? Telling parents they should buy this encyclopedia? And then they sold them in series, so you didn't get all the series in one go. You actually had to pay A through, like, D, and then get E through whatever, and then you get, like, these little special books with them. I got mine from TSS and to lose a lot from there lately. Aw, Old World Tea. Oh, okay. Asha from Man Cave Sounds is here with us. Asha, you feel free to also join the studio. I'm going to invite you now, Asha. Feel scared. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley's been a long time friend of mine. He's even has a tarantula named after him. So I've been really trying to work on it hard to get a tarantula. So ladies and gentlemen, help me get him to get a tarantula. We're almost there. Creeper Crawley says UK says I lost a scorpion and a vine garoon from there not long ago. I wonder, is it okay? Because I don't want to call anybody out. What? Ellie's here.
Hello.
Hello, my dear.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, cool.
All right, how about you?
I feel like I'm gonna explode.
Did you eat too much?
No, I drank like 1.5 liters of orange juice because it tasted good.
Oh, that's why you. Did you drink a little too much?
Yeah, I suppose. I don't even know why, I bought it at the shop and I was like, that orange juice, I remember it tasted good, so I was like, I'll buy it and I'll have some. And then I ended up drinking the whole bottle.
Oof, that's rough.
But it's why.
Going to sleep tonight. Going to sleep tonight. It's going to be a little interesting.
I'll be fine. So what's
new? Oh, go ahead. You first.
There's nothing really new yet. I got another wee baby spider. That's the only thing new so far.
Aww. Now, I want to tell people, I want you to share your story about the baby tarantula. Because you had Mark, the curly hair that you had difficulties with, and is now doing.
Well, he's actually doing alright now. He's a bit feisty. But I don't really know what was wrong with him. Like, between you and Mark, I was talking to the both of you. And I thought, because it looked funny to me, and I was like, is it alive? Is it dead? Is it just molted because it was doing weird things? So I sent pictures to you and Mark. And Mark was like, it looks dehydrated. And you were like, it doesn't look like it just molted. So,
and I even said, I see you. That was the first words out of my mouth.
But the thing is, I've never had to stick anything in ICU, so when you tell me ICU, it's like, you expect me to take the fucking thing to the hospital?
Ooh.
Like, I didn't want to say anything because I felt like stupid. Like, I've cared for my babies, but when you say ICU, nobody's used that term for me unless it's like a hospital for humans.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure everybody in the audience, but for those listeners who don't know what an ICU for a tarantula is, it's basically a smaller container. It could be a larger container depending on the spider, that has fairly wet paper and a place where the animal can drink water. And it's basically a way to help rehydrate the water or rehydrate the animal, and it's put in a little warmer place to raise the temperature up just a little bit. You don't want to like fry your tarantula or anything like that. So yeah, no, it's interesting. It's going to be pretty scary and sometimes painful to watch because not all the time it doesn't work out all the time. In your case, you were very lucky. You caught it pretty early. Oh, that was loud.
Sorry, that was Crystal's bedtime. Her phone goes off too. And then she'll come down in 10 minutes and go, but my alarm didn't go off. And I heard it because she turned hers off after I turned mine off. Children.
No, Bailey's bug was says no changes on the collection except for a new camera due on Wednesdays. But of course he meant Friday. Stefan Harp has been watching their NC molt. Very, very nice. That's pretty cool. That's actually really cool. It's one of the few perks of owning a tarantula if you can actually see it.
Is that the little one, Stefan? You know, that little baboon, goldenish colour?
Yep.
I've never seen my molt, but it grows really fast.
Yep. Dwarves tend to grow fast, don't they?
Oh. I was just wondering how you could see a molt, because mine's not small, mine's quite big. But I've never been able to catch a molt in. Ever. The only two or three I've seen molting is my Smithy, the mature male that's just matured out, and my LP. They're the only ones I've actually caught. No, and a Davis Pentaloris. I've caught that in a molt.
Oh wow, I've caught almost all of my tarantulas in molts.
See, I don't. If I can't see them, or they're not out genuinely, and they're in their hides, I don't go hunting. I let them be.
No, I let mine be too, but the only one I really haven't seen is my Ceratogyrus maridonalis. Because it's a fossorial. It digs. It's a deep digger too. But so far, knock on wood, I've been lucky enough to see them get into a little corner of their enclosure, so I'm actually can see underneath and see and look in and see that they're molting.
Sounds cool. Well, I gotta wait for a little while. I fed Mrs. Pearl yesterday. The little T is named by Peter Webster himself. So
Aww.
She didn't take it straight away, but then she did go back to it later. So what I'm gonna do is wait for a few more days and try and video how it picked me. But I've got a tarantula named by Peter Webster. Not many people can say that.
Well, I'm still looking for a male curly hair. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in Sweden and if you have a male curly hair you want to get rid of, give him to me. I have a reason. I want to name him Bob Ross.
See,
I love curly hairs.
I got a male Grandma Stolen Poke Wipes who needs a female. He's freshly molted and hooked out.
Oh.
So, yeah, he needs to get his jig on before he decides to hit the ground.
Oh, poor baby. Yeah, no, don't let him die of virgin.
Well, it's only
sympathy
because
love here. Send him some sympathy love that might end up in his death.
See, I got a female, but my female isn't even half of the size as my male yet. So she's not going to be anywhere near ready before he pops his clogs. I'm having brain farts lately, can't figure out what video to do. I've been having brain farts the last few days, Peter. I keep thinking for the last 2 days, every single day I've woken up and said, is the 15th today? Is the 15th today? It's not even the 15th until tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
My brain's been everywhere. Today I was like, you know what, I'm not dealing with anybody. I'm not dealing with spider stuff. I'm going to chill out on the sofa, let my brain wind down, watch the TV, and that's me done for the day. I stuffed my face, grew really fat, and watched TV.
No, I haven't been able to do much. I've been working and working and working. My hands are raw at this point. I'm done.
Oh, wow.
But I am done. Tomorrow I'll be home, and I'm going to be starting a. I'm actually going to be starting a painting upon request. So I'm really happy about that. I was supposed to start it today, but I'm just simply too tired. Stefan Harp says only 4-inch, but had a molt sexed as a female.
Oh, bless.
Yay! Congratulations.
Mark's hoping he gets babies so he can give some to Peter. I said that the wrong way round then.
Yay!
Yay! We all like sharing in this hobby, I'm telling you.
Oh, absolutely. That's one thing about this hobby that I really love, and I love people in this hobby. If you know, even the breeders, if they've got extras and you're a friend with them, here, have this one, here, have that one. And it never ends. It never ends. It just keeps going and going and going. Mark the Spider Guy says, I need some roaches in my life. No, I don't. I freak out over photos, actually. And here's another biggest problem. I live in an apartment complex that does not allow that. I cannot grow what they call feeders, for my babies. Because if they get out, then they actually have to fumigate. And the building, it will cost a lot of money to do that. And again, remember, some of the animals that we feed our tarantulas can become severe pests. And so to stop all of that, they said, no, you can't have these certain animals for pets. Because, you know, was it the Chinese cricket? One of the crickets that get really big. And it's actually a popular pet. I gotta find what that is. I'm trying to think what it is. It's actually a really... But yeah, you can actually have pet crickets. Is it a spider cricket? I think it's a spider cricket. But anyways, you can have them for pets. You can't have them in the building. Because they cannot literally afford to have several hundred people infested with bugs, you know, just because one person had a few escapees. And again, I can understand where they're coming from, especially when it comes down to financial standard. So it hinders me a lot. That means every time I have to feed my tarantulas, I have to go down and buy animals to feed them. Now, people have been asking me, what do you do when you have any leftovers, you know, because not all your tarantulas are going to eat. Well, you keep them outside, or you actually, for me, I just keep them hidden in my room somewhere in a dark corner, but they can't find them if you know, somebody should come through.
You know what you could do? Get a beardy.
Get a beardy dragon?
Yeah, because whatever you don't feed to your spiders, you can feed to the beardy. As babies, they do not stop eating.
A temporary solution.
Well, it's not really temporary, because as they get bigger, they will need more anyway. But they will need more in one meal and less over the period. So yeah, you won't have any waste left over. You won't have to worry about them dying and then buying some more.
Well, the thing is,
you'll get a friend.
I have 3 friends that keep coming through my door. They got four legs and they're all fuzzy and they meow at me at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I've got 3 fairy ones. 2 that meow and 1 that woofs. But my meows like to woof too. But I still wouldn't be without my beardie. Oh, I love Maxie.
Now, who said that they've had spider crickets? Somebody said they had spider crickets. I gotta find it. Creepy Crawly UK. I've got some spider crickets. Yep. Now, the one thing I am willing to take in, I'm looking for somebody who has waxworms and who is willing to ship to Sweden. Main reason why is because I want the moths. I want to raise them till they're moths, so I can actually feed them to my tarantulas.
Can you not get waxworms there?
They're extremely hard.
Oh.
Fantastically hard to get. Because they can become an invasive species. We don't have them up here because of our climate. Because they turn into moths, and this particular moth is not native to this country. But you can get them as worms. So what most people do is they buy them off and then sell them, or not sell them, but give them to their tarantulas or they give them to their beardies. So what I want to do is I want to raise them till they're moths, and then I can release them with my tarantulas. I think that would be actually really cool. To sit there and get it on camera of them catching a moth. It's just really hard to get waxworms. So if anybody has waxworms and wants to be able to send to the Sweden, I am so happy to take that off your hands. Not to mention the sending price is expensive as hell. Stephen Hart says, I've been feeding waxworms to my assassin bugs. It's awesome to watch. Yep. Creepy Carly UK says, unless you're talking about 2 different crickets, these guys I have are huge legs and antennas. Yeah, no, they're huge. That's the thing. With the spider cricket, they're absolutely enormous. Like a crave kick. Okay, they're having a conversation. But we are coming up on our 1 hour, so Ellie, I have a sales pitch for you.
Do you?
I do.
That's nice. Sorry. I'm in one of them moods where nothing is registering in my head, so if I say anything out of character, please don't take it the wrong way. I don't mean it the wrong way.
You're fine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to feature our Critter of the Hour. It is a featured creature hour, and I would like to introduce you to Neptune. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for love in all the right places, maybe with somebody without legs, but it can forever smile at you on a daily basis, go check out Neptune. He is a boa constrictor. He is extremely large, though. You need an 8-foot plus enclosure for him, and they are looking for experienced keepers for this big baby. Now, when I mean big baby, I mean big baby. He loves his water dish. He loves to curl up in it and look at the world and smile. He's got a forever smile on his face. He's just adorable. I love him to death. I wish I could take him home, but unfortunately, due to distance and lack of resources, I cannot. So maybe maybe you know somebody who is an experienced keeper, who has a bit of room for large babies so he can get out of the system and find a forever home. Please contact. I did have them up. Oh my gosh. I've been saying their name tonight all too. Big Snake Rescue, Southwest UK. I just remembered as I'm trying to pull it up. Hold on 1 second. Yes, the Big Snake Rescue, Southwest UK. They do not rehome to breeders, just going to point that out. But they do have a wide variety. Now, here's my sale pitch to you, Ellie. They have corn snakes. They got 2 lovely little ones in today. Oh, they're so beautiful. Of course, they are full grown and they are adults, but they're so cute. I just love watching them. So I know Ellie needs a corn snake in her life.
I've
Don't you
already
guys
got a
agree?
corn snake.
Well, you need another one.
I'm getting another one.
You need another one after that.
I don't know about getting another one after that, because what you have to remember is I still have to feed children and other animals, and buying an animal isn't for 5 minutes. You have to buy it for life.
I know.
So you need to plan for these things, not just be like, but you need another one.
I know. I'm picking on you, Ellie.
But I am getting another one, and it's so cute.
But I would highly suggest anybody who is looking to get a corn snake or get into snakes, go check out. And if you, of course, you have to live in the UK, and you cannot be a breeder of. So, as long as you're not out of those things and you're in the. There we go. We got Asha. Now I have a question for you, Asha. This has been driving me nuts.
Oh,
Go
hi.
for it.
There's another dude on the screen. I just realised. Sorry.
I just popped him in, no problem. Asha, why are you using the lion that I drew? The old painting, not the one that's finished.
It's cute though.
Whoops.
Yeah, but I knew something like that was going to happen. I was like, do you like that one more than the finished one? I'm like, holy cow.
No, it's pure accidental, but still. Yes.
But it's been in the back of my mind, and every time I greet you and meet you, I always forget to ask you. But now I finally remember.
It's like it's been that burning question for so long. Like one of these days, I'm going to tell him.
No, Asha, you want a snake, don't you?
No, I do not want a snake.
You want a tarantula?
No,
Sure.
I'm very sure.
How sure are you?
100% sure, to be fair.
Sure. Let's have this conversation in 1 year and see where you stand.
You can have the same, you get the same answer again 1 year later.
No, I won't. I promise you.
So, do you keep animals at all?
Now, I've got a dog.
That's cool.
I'm a dog person.
I'm a dog person too, until I had kids, and then they were like, but I want a cat. Nanny got cats. Uncle's got cats. I want a cat. So I got dogs, cats, everything.
Now she's got her personal lap warmers.
Jeez. Cracks is the crazy cat lady there.
Oh yeah, I still gotta send you pictures for my cats as well.
Yes, you do.
I still haven't done that, sorry.
But since I've got an official request, I'll do that one first, and then you can send me. And then I can finish up Crazy Kane's picture after that.
You know what you'll have to do? You'll have to bug me on Facebook, because my Instagram doesn't really ping me. Like, I have to be using the phone to see the notification. Otherwise, I don't see it until I open, like, Instagram.
Okay. I can definitely do that. Now, Peter Webster says, I would love him, but I have to save space for my upgrade, my Tegu. Peter, you could build another building.
You're really working on your sales pitches, aren't you here, Crax? You're doing really well here.
Hold on 1 second. Urban Exotics says they're taking off. Goodbye, Urban Exotics UK. Thank you for being here.
Bye, Lewis.
But yeah, the thing is, I found that I really love the animals, the rescues, and what they do. So we're going to have a featured creature hour, or creature featured hour. I keep getting the two mixed up. On the hour. On Wednesdays, of course, and then try later on if I can get some of these rescues and people who run the rescues on the show, and I think that'd be great. And that way, we can start spreading more love than what we already have. And help the animals find permanent homes that really need homes. So
Fair enough.
I mean, if you look at the snakes have a really hard time. I mean, dogs and cats, they have a hard enough it is, but when it boils down to size. Snakes have it really bad when it comes to size because, like the boa constrictor that they have up, Neptune, who's been around a while, it needs a 8-foot enclosure, 8 foot plus. I mean, that's a large enclosure. That's a huge enclosure. That is almost 2.5. I think it's like almost 2.5 meters. That's huge. That is massive. I don't know what to say. That's just it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of dedication. So you have to be experienced because of the size. I mean, I get it. Now I don't know too much about the attitude. It was a group, and they were reposting this picture and saying, "Hey, he's still up for adoption." I said I'll just feature him on my show. So something that I was thinking about doing is keeping rescues on the show. Something you don't see a lot of pet podcasts and stuff do. They don't really highlight the animals in need. So that's kind of what I want to do. What was that?
Oh, I just found out that centipede babies are called peelings.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because in the chat, right, Peter's saying he's got peelings to go. And I'm like, peelings of what? Like potato peelings or what? And then Mark goes, centipedes.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't know that. That's actually new.
I was sat here looking confused, like, why are people giving away peelings because you could just compost them down, like, thinking, like, what kind of peelings are they?
No, I want to say we have lost Sir Asha, so when he comes back, I hope he comes back. He usually...
But I understand what you're saying about the snakes, the big snakes, because my reptile store, when I was there, I wasn't there today, I was meant to go there today, but I couldn't. I went there yesterday, and they've got this one cute baby. Can't remember what it was. It's some star something. Maybe that's the molt or the pattern on it. I'm not even sure what species it is. But they've been let down so many times. Like, they rescued it, and it's supposed to be rehoused so many times, and they've been let down. They were like, would you like to rehouse it? I said, you come to my house. You find a space, you arrange the space. If it can fit and I can take care and maintain it, then by all means I'll rehouse it. But I doubt you're going to find a space. And he was like, fair enough.
No, I will admit, some people can get pretty pushy when it comes to, they only want to buy rescued and stuff. I'm not like that, of course, because, I have purebreds.
Like, so with my reptile store, they're not pushy. Like, they would not even allow you to buy something they know that you're not used to handling.
Oh, that's good.
Or dealing with. Like, the only reason he was, like, trying to say, oh, yeah, but would you like to rehouse it for me, is because he knows that I work with them a lot. I'm always in there. I'm always helping with the animals. I'm always helping them out. Like, there's a lot I work with them with, and they never fail with their customer service. Any care, any worries, anything. They're there for you. They even come to your house. So my biggest problem would be space. And because it is so big, like, I'm not used to so big, but I know they would train me with it being so big.
Yep.
So they knew I wouldn't have to worry about that. But yeah, right now, I haven't made my house suitable to take on such a big enclosure. Because it needs at least 6 foot by 3 foot. So it's got that space.
Oh, wow. Well, we've got just saying goodbye to Ophi and goodbye to Peter.
Oh, bye,
There's
I just had
both
Ophi
taken off.
stickers. If you look on my Instagram, you'll see Ophi stickers. They are huge. No, they're cute. Yeah, but they're still huge. There's like 4 different ones. I think the one with the bow is the cutest, though. That one's my favourite.
Okay, so Peter says... I'm gonna post this up real quick because this is cute. Peter Webster says spiders have slings, so spiderlings, aka slings. Scorpions have scorplings, and centipedes have peelings.
See, I knew
That's
the
pretty
slings and the scorpions, but I didn't know about peelings. I was just looking at the chat, really confused. Like, why is someone trying to give away peelings? See the way my brain's not working properly today.
That's fine. You're perfectly okay. Right now, my body doesn't want to listen to me, so we're good.
I had some severe allergic reaction. I don't even know what this morning, and I got up, and I had to go to the doctors anyway. But I ended up going to the doctors to get it sorted, and then they were like, "Oh no, we're not going to give you your medication because you haven't needed it for a while, so you don't need it anymore. You'll get through it." And I'm just like, "Oh, lovely. I'll go home and suffer on the sofa." So I stayed on my sofa the whole day, and that's what's led to my eating and my laziness and my drinking loads of orange juice. One thing just led to another.
Nice.
But yeah.
Now Ash is back.
Hi, dude. Oh, he's not quite up yet.
No, he's not. No, I'm gonna make this a quick show. I'm only gonna make this for another half hour, mainly because, for one, I've had such a really long day. I've been up since 5 this morning, so I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I have no energy whatsoever left. So the show is gonna be cut a little short today, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize, but that's just how life is, I guess. And we've got another song coming up. You ready for another song, Ellie?
Sure, I can deal with enough one.
Alrighty. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh. I see Ash liking the music. Yes, I did stuff. I really did a lot of stuff. I worked on the audio so freaking much. And Ellie, you're still muted now.
I did see.
Oh my gosh. So yeah. What do you think about the show? Trying to get rescues and rescue centers on the show. What do you think?
I think it sounds good, like to somewhat help them out. I don't really see an issue with it. Yeah. I think you need to wait until my brain's working and then ask me again.
When you're not on antihistamines?
I'm on them every single day, but I normally have these special ones from the doctors. And the chemist was being funny because I didn't have a review. So they were like, we're not giving them to you until you go for a review. I was like, with COVID and all the drama, they're not even doing reviews. You got to phone them up in the morning. You stay on the phone for about half an hour and they just keep cutting you off because you can't get through. So you never get an on-the-phone appointment anyway. It's not until you're really dying and then you have to go to hospital then they actually do something. So it's a bit frustrating. So I'm like, yeah. Am I just having one of them days?
I can tell.
It'll be a better day tomorrow and hopefully the weather will be better too. We won't have sun then rain and sun then rain and sun then rain.
Well, at least you get sun and rain. I get sun and snow.
See, if it was cold, then that's okay because it's cold. If it's hot, that's okay because it's hot. But when you're getting frostbite and a sunburn in the same day, it just messes up your system.
Welcome to Sweden. Apparently you sound like you've been to Sweden.
That's what Wales is like all the time. Like, it's not really freezing like England's getting at the moment. But I'm not good with the rain. Every time I get caught in the rain, I get a cold. Or I get something wrong with me. Every time I get caught in the sun, my allergies just go crazy.
Now, I gotta ask. Your dog is near you, isn't she?
Yeah, she's Gail.
Yeah, I can hear her snoring.
I know. I can't shut her up, even if like even if I sent her upstairs, you still hear her through the ceiling. Have you not noticed in all my videos you hear her snoring in the background?
Yeah, I she's getting louder. It sounds like she's serious. She's like, oh,
Like
I got heard. I gotta get louder.
It's like a Scarlet special. Everybody knows when she's around.
No, my ex, from a long time ago, had an English bulldog named Rosie. I love that dog so much. She was awesome. She was just such a hoot to have, and she was feisty and stubborn. Talk about an attention hugger. But she wasn't really. I want to say some people talk about their stubborn attitudes and how they can kind of get a little on the aggressive side. And I'm like, she was never really aggressive.
Bulldogs aggressive. I've never seen these kind of bulldogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Aggressive. But maybe they're trying to be a human leader rather than a dog leader. You know, like I don't know why, but ever since I was young, like I've always grown up with dogs. But dogs don't speak human; they speak dog. So you have to like be a pack leader rather than a human leader because you can't treat a dog like a child. It's not going to work like that. You have to show them who's the alpha. I never have issues with mine. She gets sometimes a little bit stubborn, but I just got to look at her. Like if she doesn't listen to my words, I just look at her and then she listens.
Yeah. No, that's some great audio right there. Ladies and gentlemen, you will now hear an English bulldog in the background. But no, with ours, with his, we had to really work with her on her manners because she was so stubborn. That was really frustrating because if you could put in a month's worth of work of training her not to come into the kitchen, there was like a little metal strip between the laminate kitchen flooring and the wooden area of where the dining table and all that was. And she could stay on the dining room table side, but she couldn't come in. I didn't want her around my feet when I was cooking. I was always afraid because she was so bulky and kind of like she would shove her face into the back of your legs, especially your calves, and do this little snort thing and try to get you to move. I didn't want her doing that when I had like hot grease and other things like that. So you could put like a week, like I said, a full month's worth of work into her to show her where she can go. But it takes one person to come over and give her one treat, and in the kitchen, and everything that you worked for is just gone. They're that freaking stubborn, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? So it was like repetition all over again. Oh, I see that Ellie has muted herself once more. Something may have come up. Mark the Spider Guy says, Ellie, you'll be okay tomorrow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another song coming up for you. We are coming up on our last 15 minutes of the show. I apologize for a shorter show today. Normally we would go for a full 2 hours, but today is just one of those days. Oh, you're back.
I'm back. I was having a sneezing episode and I didn't want you all to get a headache from it.
Nice.
So yeah, I actually muted this time. I remembered.
Now, like I said, it just is she just as stubborn like Rosie was?
My dog's not allowed to be stubborn. Like, she is a little bit stubborn, but she's stubborn when she wants to play with you. Like,
Okay.
if she doesn't play bow at you, you can tell when she wants to play, because normally she's like really just does this little toe. Well, I don't really tell her unless it's like, come on, get in, or go and be quick to go out. But she's usually like pretty alright. But when she wants to play, like, you'll say, come on, Scarlett, get in, and she will just stand there and shake her bum at you, because you can see she wants to play. But it's not really like being pure stubborn. But you just gotta give her a look and she'll just come in there and she'll know it's not playtime.
No, not with Rosie. Rosie was extremely painfully stubborn. But she was a good girl. She loved her family very, very much. I've never really seen such a loyal dog as I've seen Rosie.
The thing is,
not when it comes to a full family. What?
Was she socialized?
Yeah, Rosie? No, she was, especially with people. Then with other dogs, she'd love to play with other dogs.
See, that's what I found. Like, every now and again, like, I will have extra dogs, because, like, if someone gotta go on a holiday, I babysit a dog or something like that. So, like, my dog's so used to being with different animals constantly, and then it changes. So she's so used to being socialized. But what I didn't think would make such an impact on an animal was COVID. Like, nobody ever talks about it. They all talk about impacts on people. But my dog, honestly, since we've had COVID and I never have visitors anymore, it's like any knock at the door, she gets excited. She never used to do that. Like, she's changed so much because of not socializing, because she was always socialized. She was always out with me. Like, if I'm going to my nan's, she'd come to my nan's. If I'm going to my mum's, she'd come to my mum's. Like, they'd come over. Now, we don't go anywhere unless it's out for a walk. So she's, like, not socializing. It's really affected her. And it's a bit upsetting to watch.
I can imagine. Luckily, I have cats and I have tarantulas. I don't have to really worry about that. I have to worry about people not coming over. See, the thing is, because I have 3 cats, I have very athletic cats, so whenever I want to go, say I want to go to Thailand, if I want to go to Greece or Spain, or maybe I want to just leave the house for a few days, I need somebody to watch them. And so I wanted them so familiarized with various people that they would have no fear, like, when people would come over and take care of them. And the problem with COVID, people don't want to come over anymore. And of course, we're locked down all the time. So when a friend of mine came to visit, I was really afraid that they would forget. And they kind of did. They didn't come see her like they normally would. It took a little while. And then they were like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. And then they eased up to her. But it was like, what's the deal? You guys usually straight run for people. And go tell them all my secrets. Because these 3 will, especially Shone and Volley, they both will go running to any stranger that walks through the door, like, and just start meowing their heads off. And so it's like, I kid you not, nobody could rob this place. My cats would stop them just to tell them everything. They wouldn't even be able to walk. They'd be like glued to the feet, kind of thing. So it would be like loud alarms going off, like somebody's here. Did I tell you what happened with my neighbor?
You might have.
Where my cat opened the front door and went to visit her and opened her door.
Possibly. My brain's really not working. You know, like
Okay, maybe
trying
I
to
have.
ask me to remember things is like, I don't know.
I'll tell it again. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a cat that likes to open doors, and I have to lock my front door. Sometimes I forget. No, it just happens to be coincidence that the person that lives across from me also didn't lock her door in where she normally does. So what he had done, because he knows her, had opened my door, and I guess he must have smelled her or something, and he went right for her door, and then jumped on the handle like he would ours, opened up her door, and decided to go into our house. Apparently, hearsay, she goes, I just heard meowing out of nowhere, and I thought I was going nuts for a brief moment. She goes, I looked around the corner, and there's this cat, and she goes, I know who it belongs to. So she came knocking on, well, I wouldn't say knocking on my door. She kind of peeked her head through and started, yelling for me. I was like, hey, what? There's somebody talking to me, and I don't know did they just come right in? So I'm looking for, figure out why they're all, strange persons in my house. Kind of find out she's holding my cat. I was like, oh, whoa, whoops. So yes, that's why I like to keep my cats socialized. Oh, they know no stranger. Well, they know strangers now, which kind of sucks. But before COVID hit, they would greet anybody and everybody. We used to have kids that live above us, and I used to open the door for them to come out and greet the kids. Now, due to restrictions of their own household, and I won't get into too much, the kids couldn't keep animals, couldn't keep pets. And so it was a real treat for them to actually, pet and love on something that's fuzzy and fluffy and wants to get attention from them. So it was a real treat for them. And these were smaller kids. These weren't like, teenagers or anything like that. So, but they weren't so young that they were in preschool either. So, but yeah, it was just really fun.
I scared my cats from going outside now.
Oh, why's that?
Because I had the door open earlier, and they do go out, but they normally go out when the dog goes out. Like, they just follow the dog everywhere, and they don't go far either. So when I left to go on the school run, I thought both of the cats was in the house, because the boy was next to me and the girl was on her basket, but he must have got out just before I closed the door, because by the time I got back from the school run and I got back from Asda, the cat was by the bin crying, and he was like petrified, like we had left him, abandoned him outside. And I was like, oh my god. Yeah, he hasn't gone to the door. He won't go anywhere near the door now.
Oh, we have Mr. Grindler. Mr. Grindler Creatures. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys don't know who he is, go check out his YouTube channel, Mr. Grindler's Creatures. Also, go check out Tony's Tarantulas, Mark the Spider Guy, as well as Ellie Bug Babies, and of course Peter Webster, who is no longer with us tonight. I also believe Creepy and Crawly UK also has their own YouTube channel, as well as Asha from Encade Sound. So definitely go check out their channels, ladies and gentlemen. I think Bailey's Bug. Are you just running a blog, or do you also have a YouTube channel? That's my question to you, Bailey. I think it's one or the other.
I think Bailey
okay,
has the
that's
channel.
Good. I thought he does, but I also know he does a blog on Facebook. So I was just wondering if it was just the blog he was focusing on, or if he had an actual channel.
Or it's just a blog.
Just a blog. However, I might have a go.
What is a blog? I haven't figured them all out, the differences, because you've got blog, vlog, then you've got podcast, which I always thought podcast would be like, I get my podcasts on Alexa. So I thought it was kind of like a talk show for like one person talking, everybody listening kind of thing. And then
that's generally
your
how it is.
podcast, which is a bit different. Then you've got your YouTube channels, then you've got your TV channels. I get confused with it all.
Bailey, if you can, come on and explain to Ellie what a blog is. Because I don't have a blog, so it's very hard for me to explain. But I think since you do have a blog, it'd be easier for you to explain. So come on the show, Bailey. You know you want to. I'm gonna
I
give him
sound really blonde at the moment. You just have to
No,
bear
you
with me
don't.
when my brain's
No, you
not
don't.
working.
You don't sound blonde at all. You're perfectly fine. You might be getting up in your age, and you might, since you just had your 30th birthday, and that might be hindering your memory. But we won't talk about that. But you definitely don't sound blonde.
See, to be fair, I don't really mind turning 30. I don't even know what I was expecting. You know, people were like, I cried on my birthday, I ended up being depressed, like my face was so great. Like I had so many mixed comments of how you should feel on your 30th, and then I couldn't sleep thinking in the morning I'm going to wake up and be different, and I woke up and be the exact same. And I was like, oh, there's nothing fancy about being 30. I quite like this.
Oh, we even have couch locked Arachnophobia on with us tonight. He did try to explain it, but I think getting Bailey on and to actually explain it in more detail than just kind of glossing over, I think that's a little bit better. Also, a quick shout out to Arachnoshack. He will be on this Friday, so we have confirmed it, so I'm looking forward to that. So ladies and gentlemen, go check out Arachnoshack. Definitely some good stuff there. I love his videos, so he's definitely got an excellent room. I need to set up my room like you guys do. You guys have like excellent setups. I'm like, I have shelves.
I'm not quite happy with my shelves though. Like, they're strong. There's no doubt about that. But you know what I don't like about them? They're not great to move. Like, I hate that. Why can't they make shelving that you can move? It really
They do.
me.
It's called industrial shelving, and you can get them to move. They even come with wheels, so you can actually push them all.
Then I'm gonna have to find them. I need ones with wheels so I can move them.
And they're made out of metal, so you can put a lot of weight on them.
Yeah, mine's made out of metal.
Yeah, they look like yours, but there's wheels on the bottom. You could actually take the shelves out. They usually come with hooks, so you can hook into the grating. So
yeah, mine are all hooking ones, but no, I don't like the fact that mine are not suitable for moving. I hate that because every week I pull everything out, and I have to pull everything out because the cats have a run behind the sofa. They go under the sofa, like. I just don't like that. I can't pull them out. Like, I can, but I almost broke one pulling it out. Do you get what I mean? So.
Yeah. No, you just shop for your shelves at the wrong place. Go to a hardware shop. Go to a mechanic shop.
I do go to a hardware shop. I bought these from a hardware shop.
That are focused on mechanics. Yeah, tell them you're looking for a mechanic. You're looking for a mechanical shelving, and what you're looking for is something on wheels, and they will definitely hook you something up.
I actually thought about making my own modular storage.
You could do that. That's actually fairly easy. I mean, they do make the wheels for it.
So, like, get it all built in and stuff.
If you know how to weld, you definitely get it. You definitely get it made.
See, if I was to make it myself, I would probably make it out of wood rather than out of metal. Because I like the patterns of wood. It's warm. It warms your house up. Like, metal is quite a cold material.
No, see, I like the wood too, but it doesn't breathe as much as the metal. I have to constantly keep air circulated, giving a so-called false wind in my room, so that the tarantulas don't suffocate. Because I could imagine it just getting stale and gnarly in their enclosures if they don't have some air actually blowing through there to push it out. But yeah, that's just, what in the world is that in the ground? What is that? What are you do?
Oh, sorry, I was drinking water.
Well, I hear the it's like a.
It's a squeezy bottle, you know, from Nike.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter hates it because it makes funny noises. But it's the only thing the cats can't knock over and spill, so I like it. And when the cats are being naughty, you just give it a squeeze and it just like shoots water across the room. It's so funny.
No, I want to put a shout out that Bailey said the only reason why they do a blog is because they prefer doing photography. Also, the setups have been condensed since some teas that its exes have moved out and they have less space now. So no room to really film properly at the moment. So it's logical and practical to do a blog.
Fair enough.
Now, Mr. Riddler says, Fat Tony. Tony's tarantulas are like, where? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I told him off. I said he's not allowed to call himself Fat Tony because he's not really like that big.
He's not tall. Fat at all. He's tall, yeah. He's got like
that's about
it. He's got a normal guy's build for somebody that tall. Yeah. That's just the thing. I'm like, you're not fat.
He's and then Uncle Tony or Big Tony, as in tall Tony, but not Fat Tony.
Yeah, he could be Big Tony. That's a good way of putting it. But Fat Tony, yeah. Because you gotta remember, Fat Tony was actually fat. That's why they call him Fat Tony. Or, you know what he could do? He can call himself Fat Tony, but remove the F and put PH in front. Yeah, I love the crickets. Okay, never mind.
Or I've got my cat bugging me at the moment. He wants love.
Aww.
He always got love, though. He just wants more love. But I find it's always the male cats that need more attention. The female cat is always off doing her own thing. The male cat is like, I need you, Mum. I can't cook by myself.
Yeah, they tend to be more loving. I think maybe it has something to do with them being neutered. Because all my boys are like that.
Mine's not neutered, though. Mine's got everything still intact.
Ah.
He's going to be neutered, but I don't know if he would cope with it. He always needs love. He always needs to be on top of me. He always needs.
You think it's bad now? Wait until you neuter him. It'll be worse.
But cats are supposed to be independent. They're supposed to go out and catch the birds and catch the mice and all that stuff.
He is independent.
No, he doesn't.
He is independent. Yes, he is independent. He is independent because he's so independent. He knows what he wants and he wants it now and he can't wait for it.
Yeah, he just wants to be on my lap.
There
like
you go.
A hot water bottle.
Yep. Whether it be cold or hot, he wants to be on that lap.
Cats are smart though. Like, I don't know. These ones, they're pain in the bums. Like, I have to put an extra lock on my bedroom door because otherwise they jump up at the handle, open the door, and then they won't let me sleep the whole night. They'll be on my head, they'll be eating my hair, they'll be scratching my face so I can wake up and play with them. Like, they're just hard work sometimes. Lovable, but hard work.
No, I just saw a sneak peek into Bailey's collection. I will love his room. Bailey, you have no choice now. You have to come on. You have to be here now. Here you go. Here you go. I sent you an invite. You can't turn down not after showing me that.
Give me a second.
I'm envious. I'm absolutely yeah, sure. I'm absolutely envious by Bailey. I'm seething with jealousy right now. I know I'm saying it with a smile on my face, so I'm pretty sure nobody's taking me serious, but I really am. I have just plain wooden shelves in my room, and they're mounted to the floor and mounted to the wall. So, because I always worry about my cats, and so they are extremely heavy. So long story short, that's where my tarantulas are. So, yeah, I just have plainness, plain. So I'm in love with your room. I'm just saying that now. I'm actually in love with your room. Holy cow! And I even see a tarantula sticking to the side of the glass.
They're cute when they're stuck to the side of the glass. I managed to get pictures of my Avic yesterday. What the hell are you doing?
He's got... His shelves are so tall. Holy cow. Where did you get your shelves? That's what I want to know.
My Smithy just did something like weird.
Oh, what did your Smithy do?
Well, at first he was walking around like he looked like he was stretching out his legs. Then he sort of like spreaded them out, sitted like so he's almost flat to the ground, and started bouncing like he was having a disco. It was weird to watch.
I have never heard of a tarantula doing that. Okay.
I've never seen any of them do that. I've never seen him do that. Oh, well.
Strange animal behavior.
He's gone back to normal now. He was just doing some bopping thing, which was quite funny.
Now, I also want to remind everybody, ladies and gentlemen, when I get up to 100 subs, I will do a face reveal. And now we have Billy.
1, 2, 1, 2, testing.
Yep, I can hear you.
You all right? Yeah, that's in a bedroom now. Flipping, I've not got a lot of space anymore. Just got that bedroom and a little laundry room. And the joys of moving back in with my mum after certain situations last year. So it's just I'm making the best of the space I've got, really. You know?
I got a question, Bailey. What are you doing weird to your mic? Because it sounds like you're taking your mic and moving it back and forth.
I've got a strange headset.
Oh, there you are. There you are.
I've got it's a gaming headset. So it's a bit weird. It's supposed to echo.
No, it's not echo. It was like if somebody was running up to the mic and then running away from the mic at the same all the while you're talking.
It's a weird thing. It's called a mod mic. It's for originally it was for like PlayStation gaming. It sticks on a pair. I like all my home cinema equipment, so it sort of sticks on. It's not really a headset. This is like Sennheiser, like audiophile headphones, and you stick this mod mic on it, but it can be a bit weird.
But I can hear you now, so
yeah,
I
cool.
can hear you now.
Yeah, no, that's the bedroom setup. But I've got those two shelves there, and more of my camera stuff is on like what they call lack shelves, like IKEA stuff as well.
I like IKEA shelves.
Those hidden shelves, Ellie, are a bit of a nightmare to put up. Though I've had to put them up on brick wall.
Which
because
ones are they?
They're essentially you can't see any you can't see sort of brackets on them. You can't see brackets, if that makes sense.
I've used their kitchen ones. You know, their steel ones for the kitchen.
Yeah.
I've used them. I used to have them in my flat. I used to use them because all my pots are like cast iron, so they're really heavy, so I needed something strong. So I've used them. Now they're in my shed. I've used the Billy bookcases, and I give them away because my books were too heavy, and then with
they bow, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to keep records on in my flat, and they were like that.
Now I switched to what company is it? Mad for You Tools. I use Mad for You Tools, and I buy my shelving systems from them because they're cheaper than any other trade company I come across. I don't pay more than 30 quid now for a shelving system.
Yeah, is it technically racking?
No, it's Mad for You Tools.
No, sorry. I mean, you call it shelving. Is it technically racking? You'd call it. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense?
Are
they metal frames?
Yeah, they're metal frames with wooden.
Yeah,
you know, like that wooden. It's not
MDF.
plywood, it's more like plywood stuff.
Yeah, it's essentially you call it. It's a weird one that because when I searched for shelving, it was it's just that's I didn't really find it. I was getting all the Billy bookcases and stuff like that.
Let me backtrack here. Were you trying to look for shelves under?
Yeah.
Were you actually looking for shelves at IKEA in Swedish?
Well, everyone uses it's called Kallax.
Okay.
Everyone uses everyone uses the like Kallax squares, and the reason a lot of people quite like them is a lot of the Exoterras fit in them exactly, if that makes sense. When you get some of the decent size Exoterras just fit in these squares, and they look good. But they're also, it's probably about 120 quid for like one set. You know, if you want like a 4x4 set of these flipping Kallax, they're expensive. IKEA's a nightmare for shipping as well.
I could have told you that. I live in Sweden. I live in the land of IKEA. I could have just straight told you that they're horrible when it comes to
I
shipping.
love IKEA. It's like one of my favourite stores to go to, but
Yes,
maybe
but
once or twice a year. That's the only time I do delivery with IKEA. When I need big bulky stuff.
Yeah.
If I need, like, what I do is all the items that are big and bulky that will not fit in my car, I collect all the money up and then I make one huge order. So I'm only paying one delivery. The delivery prices are through the roof.
I'm gonna pause you guys. I'm gonna pause you guys for a moment. We have some new people come in. Bug Brelms has also joined us. Welcome, welcome. We also have Mark the Spider Guy, Tony's Tarantulas, Creepy Crawly UK, as well as Ellie Bug Babies and Bailey's Bug Blog. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I really appreciate you guys being here. Now, we were talking about shelves for tarantulas, and now we're comparing different shelves and where you would get them. Apparently, IKEA is one of the better places. Not in my book, but...
See, I suppose it depends on what shelves you want.
And the purpose, of course.
Racking's miles better because it's modular. You can build it up or you can adapt it.
See, that's why the Kallax stuff from IKEA. Okay, I study design, so we use shops like IKEA. We use different stores that build these modular things, and then what we have to do is we will take that design that IKEA's come up with, whether it's for their sofa or for a table or for a bookcase, and we have to turn it into something completely different. And the Kallax is perfect for that because you can get all different sizes, you can get all different shapes, but the best part is they all fit together no matter how much you swap and change them.
Yeah.
And they're really versatile like that.
Now, the thing...
I use it for my camera stuff then.
But could you add wheels to the bottom of that? That's my biggest question.
Yeah, you can add wheels to Kallax. Even IKEA sell wheels specifically for Kallax.
Yeah. I've got a picture of not really. All my camera stuff's on the Kallax. On the Kallax stuff, but I just prefer what's it say? It's all these T's. Banging down the slagging IKEA off. Yeah. No, I prefer the racking's a godsend because it probably cost about. Sam just mentioned Screwfix where I work. What I got, this is essentially Screwfix racking, and it probably cost me 50 quid for two, nearly 2 meters tall ones kind of thing.
How much is 50 quid in euro? Just give me euro. I don't know what quid is.
Don't know. Maybe 60 now, 60 euros, I think. I don't really know the exchange rate anymore.
Oh, okay. So we'll go 60, and that'd be about 600 kroner. That is nowhere near... That's actually pretty cheap. Because the wooden shelves that I have here are about 3,000 kroner, which is about 300 euro each.
You've ended up getting oak shelving or something like that proper.
Well, mine's not the oak. Mine is not oak. The whole... Well, I should take that back. The shelves themselves are not oak, but the whole base is oak. Yeah. It's the shelves are made out of... not a pine wood, but what is... Oh, gosh. Not compressed wood either.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
It's the cheaper wood, but it's not super cheap either. It can actually hold some weight, too. So I'm actually pretty happy with that.
Well, what I'm going to do, the thing is, what I'm going to do with them, this is for the filming, is put, I need to drill some holes in the actual racking itself. And I've got some LEDs, I've got some, the LED strips. Yeah. If you ever see any of Jaden's videos, actually, and I think if you watch Sam's video, he's done very similar. Well, he's got the same idea as me, really. Like, he's got mantis den enclosures, which are really good, and he's got LEDs in, and they look, because the Just watch his video. Actually, get Sam to put a link up for his video. It's got, I think, what's it called, Sam? What's it
Wait,
called?
should
The
should we
Realms
invite? I was gonna say,
Realm
should we
Update.
invite? Go ahead.
Yeah, he's got a video up called Realm Refurb, and it's got these mantis den enclosures which are brilliant. And yeah, Mark's just said then, and because he's got the LEDs and he's got the color strips running along, and these acrylic ones, yeah, exactly, Realm for brilliant. The acrylic stuff, the acrylic is crystal clear, and the well made these is sturdy, and once you put the lights on, they look brilliant. You can take pictures of your tarantulas through the enclosures with no comedy like I have with me, like Elphalax making a bid for freedom every 5 minutes, stuff like
Oh
that,
wow.
Mm. And
Okay.
they're decent. I've got a little gripe with some of them, but it's just how I put backgrounds on them. Like I use Gorilla Glue, and I just essentially stick a background on them. Yeah. Well, what the problem is, I don't build them like the guy's instructions state. So I essentially build them from the back, and it can sometimes end up with them being a bit out of sync and a bit off, like a bit warped, if that makes sense, because I've had to tighten them up more than you should. But
Okay.
they're good. His video is a really good example of them.
Yeah.
See,
No,
I
I.
don't use the lights. I'm skeptical on using lights on mine because, like most of my enclosures, I've got
Yeah.
a living room light on one side, and I've sort of used my shelving as like a room divide.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I don't have the
So
space
they
for that.
have
Yeah.
light from both sides, and I figured if I put any more light, it might disturb them because naturally they would get daylight, and then they would get night light, and that's it. Like in
These,
the wild.
yeah, these lights for me, they're the smart lights, and I'll only ever use them when I'm doing a video, because I need the actual light for the video. Otherwise, like I'm filming at high ISO, and you get grainy video. But that's all. Apart from that, like I won't use the light for them like that. They won't be on permanently, basically.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's there's no point, because it's the same. The light. What direction do these face? I don't know. Yeah, I know. Basically, the main room light shines on these to the left, and it catches the front of the enclosures, and it's fine. It's more like an ambient light for them. Whereas, yeah, I know what you mean. If you turn the strip lights on, it's going to be a bit overpowering. It's only when I'm doing the filming that I'll use them, put them on.
See, lots of people use them, but for me, I'm just like, do they need the extra light? Why do they
Oh
go
no,
down?
yeah,
Like, I just think like
I
lots
don't.
of different like things. I'm one of
Yeah.
them people that tend to overthink everything.
Mm.
So,
No, I just leave mine in the dark. I use my the shelves because mine are solid wood. They're basically just little hideaways for them.
Mhm.
And I noticed that they really like it. I've noticed the tarantulas really like it versus the ones that are closer to me, up front, more near where they have the light from
Yeah.
the overhead, and they have the light from the computer, so they have their privacy curtains because I don't want them to get too disturbed by the light. So like I said, I like mine because they have these nice little hubs, little hideaways.
Yeah.
But again, it's really hard to get them fresh air to move. So I have a lot of fans going off in this room just to create like I said, a false breeze for them.
Yeah,
And
I get you. Yeah.
and that is one of my biggest nightmares, is because then it dries out the air a little too fast, and I'm like, it's so hard to keep up the humidity.
Oh, yes, yeah. The joys of central heating and that as well, isn't it? All that.
Oh.
A couple of things I've experimented with is doing the false bottom. you put like clay balls, and then you put it's sort of cut like a membrane. Put like a membrane in, and then you put the substrate on top. I've used that in like a P Armenia setup, and I've used it as C-cell one. But to be honest, it's I don't really do that anymore. Everything else seems to hold the moisture anyway. Those that need it anyway.
Yeah, no, I just like I said, the air here is so dry; it's very hard to keep the humidity up, and it's just a real nightmare because I'm having to water down their enclosures on a daily basis. I don't get every 2 or 3 days, and if I do skip to every 3 days, they're so bone dry, they're so crispy. It's just I don't know, I don't get it. It's just I can't do that to them. I really can't do that to them. So I have to. It doesn't feel good to me. So I have to keep them moist and I have to keep them hydrated. But then it ups my fungus. It ups the fungus. Yeah, I just it's just a nightmare.
Just for me, it's to deal with the fungus. It was always springtails. I always use springtails for that. They do keep it at bay. Big time, because I've had that before. Yeah, you get like that sort of mold, which is like it's little strands, isn't it, kind of thing. But yeah, the springtails just kill that off, I think.
Now I see people have been falling off the podcast. So I was thinking about playing a song, grabbing a drink, chit-chatting a little bit longer, and then taking off. You guys okay with that?
Great.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna play one more song, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna play a song. Hope you guys enjoy. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another podcast, another Exotics Radio podcast show. I am Crash, your host, with Ellie Bugs Baby, Bug Realms, Sam with Bug Realms, and Bailey's Bug Blog. Welcome, everybody. And we were talking about everything under the sun, including shelves and setups best for our collections. Welcome, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Hello,
Hey, Sam.
sorry, my thing crashed then. That was weird.
No, that's usually my luck. Sorry, my
It was
bad luck
like-
kind of brushed off on you a little bit.
It wouldn't let me unmute, and I was like, hang on.
Whoopsie.
Now,
Now we have... Go ahead.
like as I say, Sam, I watched that Realm Furb video before, like only last hour or so, and it's ace. You know what I mean? It's brilliant. I love that. I love the little film, the change to the filming setup you've done as well. It looks brilliant. Absolutely. Love the way it's all like built in.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
It's
There's
ace,
more things to come too.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Well in.
Oh, some teasers. Can we get some teasers?
Mostly linked to what you can see as my little logo thing here. That's not my channel logo. That's the next biggest project coming to the channel.
Nice. You heard it here. You heard it here. Go check out his channel. Go check out his new babies. That's one of the highlights of. It was so funny because some of the people here that I've met, I've been following for, well, when I had Spooter and things, and was trying to do that, and which dropped off because I work. When you're in construction, you're working 12 hours a day, and then I realized I didn't have time to sit down and video work 7 days a week, working 12 hours a day, during the whole summer. It just wouldn't be fair to the fans. So that dropped off, but I was still fans of some of the people that I see here, and so it always amused me. Like I said, when you were out and you were doing your enclosures and your setups, I was like, ooh, that's new. That's a new way to do it. Can I do that? Oh, so you mean I don't have to spend, 1,000 kroner on a setup?
Yeah, that's right. You could do some really awesome things with pretty much anything. The only reason I'm trying to make stuff look a bit more uniform, really, is to stop any risk to me being kicked out of my house, basically. I've not agreed to keep spiders here. And my landlord lives in Australia, so the other side of the world. So you think happy days, right? Well, he wants to come and visit, and they want to do a house inspection. And I'm like, well, damn, it better look a little bit decent so I can show them that, these animals are not dirty. They're not, just shoved anywhere. And if I make it look a bit more, professional, perhaps they'll be like, oh, that's cool, rather than, okay, get out,
I mean, in a way, let's be honest, it'd only be, for example, like your really good setups like that. Like people display models and stuff, like figures and stuff. In a way, that's very similar to that. They just look as good. I know. Don't get me wrong. I know they're obviously a living, breathing. It's a habitat for them, but they're also, when you look at them, they're very good ornamentally. If you do look at it from that point of view, do you know what I mean?
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
I have to agree with that as well. That's one of the reasons why I'm redesigning and remodeling my art room, is so that I can make my collection, at least when people walk into the studio, they can actually see the collection, not just seeing enclosures putting on a shelf. That's kind of like, yeah.
I mean, I'd be surprised if anyone took issue with, like, for example, a terrarium. Just a pure planted terrarium. A lot of people just look at, oh, that's interesting. No, the only difference is that there might be like a tea sturmy walking around amidst the various collection of mosses there, but fair enough,
Well, some landlords have some weird thoughts to their minds. Like I offered somebody their first ever mantis once, and they went to the landlord just about a singular mantis, and he said no, because if you keep an insect in the house, it attracts other insects. I don't know his logic, but he doesn't seem to be the only one that thinks that around here. I
Hold
don't know
on.
why.
He actually thought that a predator attracts prey?
Well, the stupid thing is, he said, well, we'll get cockroaches in the house, like as in native. And I'm thinking, do you not know what they eat? Like, they'll eat anything that comes their way, practically. Are you mental? But
Brilliant.
some of them do think that way. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's
Well, I could see if they had kind of the same concerns and worries as my building, because even though I'm buying my apartment here in Sweden, you don't rent, you buy for the most part. It's just like if you're buying a house, you just get an apartment in a very convenient area. But anyways, I'm not allowed to keep certain insects, which happens to be most feeders, because they're worried about infestation. If a few get out, well, how much damage is it going to be to get rid of them? And so that it's a legit concern. I can see if that was the issue, but to actually think that a mantis, which is an actual predator, would actually attract things that they eat, it makes no sense.
I know, it's mental. I mean, even people living in my own house, right? I've got a few just native spiders just hanging out in my room because I don't care. Like,
yeah,
they get rid of the fruit flies and things.
Yeah.
But people are saying to me, you're only getting them because of what you keep. And I'm like, no, that's got nothing to do with it. I've probably accidentally brought them in, like on bits of bramble and things, and some have come in through the garden to my room because it's warm. But that's it.
No.
There's no other reason behind it.
I've always had those the long-legged ones, whatever they're called, cellar spiders, aren't they? They call them. Do you know what I mean? They're quite like daddy long-legs ones.
I
And they're
want
brilliant.
one.
They just get rid of any of the like I have what are they called? The soldier flies. I think they're called. Oh no, they're sort of maggots, they're not waxworms, but when you leave them, waxworms turn into the wax moths.
Oh, the ones from calci worms.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Well, they can escape on occasion, but they get handled by the cellar spiders, so that's all right.
Yeah, it's great. It works out perfect.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No. Ellie, have you had any issues? You're buying, correct?
Pardon?
You're buying your house, correct?
No, I'm not buying this shitty thing.
Okay. Have you had any issues with your landlord or landlady because of your collection?
To be fair, when I moved in, they asked me, am I bringing any pets with me? And I said, yeah, I'm bringing a guinea pig. They said, does it live outside or inside? I said, I have a cage for it inside. They said, we don't need to know about animals that you keep in a cage or in a box.
I've heard that as well, yeah.
So unless there's a big dog, which I had to apply to have my dog here, because apparently she's not a small dog. But yeah, to me, she's a small dog.
She's short, but she's just wide.
Yeah, so I had to apply to have the dog, but that was it. I haven't even told them I've got the rest. It's none of their business. They've come here, they've done work, and they've gone again. They're just fascinated more than anything. They're like, oh my God, I didn't even know you could keep them. I didn't know they could live in a box. I'm like, well, how do you think other people keep them?
Wait till you tell them they can be posted. That really spins people out.
Oh, I love posting them because the best part is, like where I am, my post office is in the middle of Asda. And at the moment, Asda is like, when you go to an adventure park, it's like a day out. Well, people are treating Asda like an adventure park. They queue up. They're so excited. And then we get to the post office and nobody's social distancing. And my kids are really careful with the box. They like to hold the box. And when someone gets too close, they're like, Mum, will this huge tarantula get out? And you just see like loads of people stand back. It's so funny. And the kids know what happened. So they say it on purpose.
It's there are two post offices. There's only one now. There were two I used to use, and the small one, he was fine, and I'd openly say, look, it's a tarantula, it's a praying mantis that I'm sending, and he was interested. He was interested in that. But the guy at the new one, it's a bit more of a chain post office, and I just have to say it's live food. I'm just sending live food. That's all. That's all I do now. I just explain, yeah, I'm sending live food, like live crickets, and I try and explain it. The nearest like these guys understand is they know about things like bearded dragons and stuff. So it's sort of acceptable if I say, look, I'm sending someone some live food for their pet lizard, and they're like, oh, well, that's all right. But if I mentioned I'm sending a tarantula, they'd be a bit weird about it.
Mm.
Just a perception, isn't it?
I think mine is when the post guy. I had a great delivery guy. I have to admit that. Once he realized that they were live animals in the little boxes, he was like, so he put them up front with him, and he had the biggest arachnophobia ever. But he still put them up in front with him so they could be in a warmer area.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because he'd actually, when he'd pull up, he would call, they have the little number on the box. He'd call me, come downstairs. I'd go downstairs. He goes, you can go get them. So I had to open up my own door to get the tarantulas. And then, thank him for his, thank you for the delivery, of course. And then he goes, so what kind of tarantula is it this time? I'm like, oh my God.
Brings up a really good point. I think someone mentioned something in Scott's room the other day. Right, like we keep tarantulas. Well, there's people who keep tarantulas, but true spiders freak them out. Presumably the build's a bit more leggy, if that makes sense. So, like, I speak to a few people who say, oh, yeah, I like keeping tarantulas, but, oh, no, I won't keep a true spider because they freak me out. I'm like...
I'm one of them people.
Is that what... it might have been you who's mentioned it in the past anyway. It wasn't just you, Ellie, but what is it that? Is it the build of them? Because they're more leggy?
For me, true spiders, they don't scare me, right?
Yeah,
Because if I find them, I'm the type that'll kind of like catch cup them and pull them back out.
Yeah.
But ever since my daughter had a false widow on her eye, it's like a completely different story. Like if my kids find one of them now in the house, it's not going to survive. It's not.
Yeah.
Like it terrified them because even when she tried to get up and tried to move, it was so fast, but it wouldn't go away from her.
Right, I get you.
So it's just freaked them right out. Like if I get there, then I do put them out. But if my kids get there before me, they love tarantulas. They will sit there and watch them. They will try and feed them. They'll make the enclosures. But that spider in specific, if they see it, that one's really not going to live any longer.
It's fair enough.
No, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I've said it a zillion times. I hate the term true spider. Smooth spiders, yes, they all evolved from the furry spiders, which is the tarantula. So technically, the tarantula would be the true spider. So say smooth spider, not true spider.
What's a smooth spider? That's like someone who drinks a whiskey and hangs around the bar. Is that a smooth spider?
No, that's a fat cat.
Fat cat.
See, I only know them as true spiders and then tarantulas. Or I just call true spiders because I don't see spiders and tarantulas the same. They don't even look the same.
But in the scientific community, it's smooth. When you go to college or university, it's smooth. That's how they classify them. So smooth spider versus... Yep.
Cool.
So it's smooth spider, not true spider.
But the thing is, not everybody's gone to university to know like all their spiders' technical terms. Like I've gone to uni, I'm still in uni, but I don't do uni on animals. I do uni on environment and design.
Yeah, I got my. I went to school for a living biology degree. What about you, Sam? Oh, he's playing with his mute button.
Oh yeah, he's having problems there.
Sam's having a disaster.
I think he is.
What's going on?
What's he doing, Sam? What's yourself doing? Is it playing up?
Am I muted or unmuted right now?
No,
You're unmuted now.
Okay,
Hello?
because it's telling me I'm muted.
Oh, I've got StreamYard up.
Well, we can hear you, Sam, so carry on talking.
Okay,
What are you
yeah.
educated in, Sam? What did you go to uni for? Or if you didn't, then that's okay. So.
I didn't go to uni. You got to be kidding me. I left home at like 17. I couldn't have gone to uni. I needed to just get a job.
But what is your take on the term true spider?
That's just how I've called it. This whole smooth thing, that's kind of new to me. It just makes me kind of broken though, which is a bit weird. I just want to feel the smoothness now. It's a bit strange.
But it's true. They're smooth. They're nice and shiny and they're smooth.
Yeah, I think get what you mean. Like, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's always made me laugh when people go. It's right up there when people ask me if are they poisonous? And my straight go-to answer is no, but they're venomous.
One of the things when we used to go to pictures with mates, or let's say we're all watching a film together. Let's say you've got Indiana Jones and a red new tarantula like walks across his hand, and like all the dramatic music comes on, and I was that guy going, "Oh well, technically that's not correct because he's on the wrong continent, and well, it's a mildly venomous spider, so he's absolutely fine." And everyone it got to the stage where everyone used to just groan at me. They're like, "Yeah, shut up." Yeah.
Were you the guy that butchered Arachnophobia when it came out?
Yes, yeah, yeah. Because they're huntsmen. I know what they are as well. I think they're like eight Venatoria or something. They're the huntsmen basically, aren't they? The Arachnophobia spiders are huntsmen, basically, in that thing. Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask Sam's opinion, but I think he's having some serious issues. Oh, there he is.
Hey, he's gone off and then come back.
There we go.
There you go.
Ooh, the whole thing crashed this time. I couldn't even leave or click the chat. I had to literally close the entire thing down.
Oh.
But I'm here. It's fine.
Hey.
Now, Sam, are you having anything to drink?
Tea.
Aw. Okay, I'm the only one having a little bit of rum tonight.
I don't drink alone. It doesn't go down well. So I've basically barely drunk for the last year or so, really.
That's been good on the waistline. Yeah. Flipping is.
He needs to be here on Have a Drink with Me Friday, because then you're not drinking by yourself, you're drinking with us.
Yeah, but as soon as the stream closes, then I'm left to my thoughts. So I'd kind of need to stay on till I'm sober or pass out. If I pass out, that counts. That's fine.
All right. All right. Sorry about the little side thought there, but what was your thoughts on Arachnophobia?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like as in the film Arachnophobia?
Yeah. I'm talking about the ridiculous film that butchered it.
I can't remember, to be honest. I can't remember the film very well. So I'll have to rewatch it. I'll rewatch it and get back to you.
Arachnophobia is the one where they're so-called a dangerous tarantula crossbreeds with the what was it? Was it a wolf spider?
I think it's a huntsman.
Or a huntsman.
Yeah.
And they have a hybrid that's so dangerous it kills everybody.
Yeah, it's like instant. But they are the huntsmen, and they're huntsman species, and they just jump around all the time, and they basically land on people, and they just go turn grey and die. It's like what the hell's going on here? You know?
I'm going to rewatch that now. I have to.
It's funny in its own right. But I think basically there's like a queen spider in it.
Yes,
It's
Like
got
with a
sort of
hive mind.
intelligence. Yeah, yeah. It has like an intelligence, if that makes sense, and it has like a
Yes.
vendetta against somebody. It's
See, I can't remember one Spider movie from the next Spider movie. I think the last
uh,
Spider
you
movie I
want
watched is the one with the underground train tunnels, and then everything turns to lava.
what's that?
You know,
What?
because the spiders spit is they spit lava or
I don't
something
know
like
what
that.
that is.
Anyway,
That sounds fun. The lava spitting
I
spider.
have to see this. I have to see
I
the. I have
can't
to look
remember
that
what
up
it's
now.
called, but it's one of the latest ones that come out. It came out a few years ago.
Cool.
That was the last one I watched. But I'm the worst to ask about movies because I watch all sorts, but I never remember what they're called.
I can give you a good spider film to watch then. I think it's not Earth versus Spider. I think it's basically Attack of the Spiders, and it stars William Shatner basically.
Are you
And
talking about eight-legged freaks?
it's not eight-legged freaks.
Oh,
I
okay.
know, but basically there's an earthquake, and it erupts, and it erupts some prehistoric spiders, and they all come crawling out of the ground, and Captain Kirk has to fight them off, basically. So it's quite entertaining, like a 1980s B movie film.
Oh, I have to watch that now. I have to watch it.
Film with
I love
William
B-rated
Shatner.
films. I think they're great. Sam, are you muted again? Did you mute yourself on
Kingdom,
purpose?
Kingdom of the
Yeah,
Spiders.
it's because I vape and I'm drinking tea, and you're just going to hear constantly if I leave it on.
Okay. I appreciate the consideration there. Yeah, it would sound like going through a wind tunnel every time he has a hit.
The
Yeah.
film's called Kingdom of the Spiders,
Oh, Kingdom of the Spiders. Oh, okay.
starring William Shatner.
I'm gonna have to look that one up. It's pretty hard to find. How many spider movies are there actually?
Probably loads on there. Let's have a look.
Oh, we
Receives.
got a Bailey on it. A Bailey's on the case.
What have we got? Dr. Robert Hansen in Verde Valley, Arizona, receives an urgent call from a farmer. He's upset that his prized calf is sick for no apparent reason. When they take the calf to the university lab, they find out that it was killed by a massive dose of spider venom, which townspeople treat with skepticism and disbelief. And basically, the spiders erupt from the ground because someone used some different kind of pesticide. So the spiders have decided to attack humans. Brilliant.
Okay. You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. I really have to go with it.
They always base things on venom and biting, don't they, in these films?
Yeah.
They should do some kick-ass film where it fires missiles for its eradicating hairs. It would be amazing. It could take out an entire army.
Oh,
Like
like
Sam.
they shoot it like at laser speed.
Yes. Yes, the world would be
Annihilates everything.
destroyed.
And then pit it against King Kong or Godzilla. That would be incredible. I would watch that movie hands down.
Yeah, yes, they would.
Have you seen the one? Have you seen the King Kong? Is it Skull Island film? Have you seen that, anyone?
Yeah, I
Nah.
like that one.
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Can you remember the thing in it, Ellie? I think there's a spider or like a praying mantis in that.
Nope,
And
it's
it's
spider.
It's a massive bamboo thing, isn't it? It's like legs are made out. It looks like bamboo.
And in the novel, she actually has a name. It's like Mother Spider, Mother something like that.
Yes, that's right. Mother Widow or something. I know what you mean. Yeah. No way.
Yeah, I read the novel. Hands down, the novel. Again, I understand novels will always be better than the movie. I get it. And I have to say, it was actually pretty good. They paid a lot of homage to a lot of the events and monsters in the novel. But they kind of went over the top with the acting and the horrific acts and stuff. It's like, Hold on a second. Yes, it was dangerous, but it wasn't like that. Jesus.
Just have a look. I've got a couple of yes, there's crickets in there. That's enough live food, isn't it?
Your mic is doing something weird again.
Is it all right?
It's not right now, but when you were mumbling, it sounded like you were eating something while you were talking.
No, just in my head. It was just. I've got a load of little perspex containers now, just to rehouse some of my slings into. So I'll start drilling some holes in them, and they should be all right.
Now, I'm sitting with some of... who's doing...
Sorry, I'm playing with a cat.
Oh, okay. No, I've got a question. I'm surrounded by some of the greatest people with a lot of experience. What is a really good hands-down container to keep dwarf slings?
I like deli cups.
Oh yeah, dwarf slings, they're miniature, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really super tiny.
See, I used my normal sling containers and I never had an issue. But I refuse to use them tiny little, what do you call them? Them tiny little pots they ship them in.
Oh, the vials, the little miniature.
Not
The drown
the
vials.
ones that are bigger than the vials. They're
Like,
25 milliliter. I hate them.
the only thing I don't like about them is that I find them hard to put holes in. You can put holes in. If you put a hole in them, plastic, they break.
No, the reason why I asked is because yesterday, now mind you, I started working and doing stuff, like wood cutting and stuff like that. So I was up at 4:30 in the morning because I had to leave the house by 5:30, and I see two. Now they're not together; they're on opposite sides of of their glass enclosure that they're put in. Thank God. And of course, I had to put them back into their own enclosure. But I'm like, are you kidding me? How did you get out? And what it is, it's the pinholes in the top. They're too big. I thought they were about the right size, but they're too big. Now you're looking at a normal size sling. You're looking at about an Instar 3. Dwarf.
I bought some things off eBay. The little, I think they're called sauce pots. The little plastic things. Like a deli cup, which is I think a deli cup. They call them like 16-ounce deli cups. Well, these are smaller, and the thing is, they're clear plastic, and you can prick them with a pin.
Are you talking about the sauce pots?
Yeah, is that right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I used to buy them to use as water dishes.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about when I get like a spiderling, which is like a size of what I mean, like a little absolute tiny little thing.
You're talking about millimeters at that point.
Yeah, even with my super, super tiny ones, because I've got some that are no bigger than a bloody pinprick, and it annoys me when they send them like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I still keep them in my normal pots that I would keep any other sling in, and mine are roughly about 250 milliliters. So only because most of the babies will generally burrow, it gives them that room to burrow without having to keep moving them or dig them out. And if you do have to dig them out, you've got that room to actually put a tiny spoon in or put the paintbrush in or anything like that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
That's a good point then, because I've got a little macrothel funnel web, and it's a really tiny one, and it is in one of them sauce pots. But it's honestly, it's smaller than my little fingernail, and I have no idea if the only way I can tell if that's okay. I never see it, so I have to I break the webbing on occasion, just to see if it's made the webbing again, to see if it's still alive. Because I can't disturb it or anything, and I just don't see it.
See, what
Yeah.
I tend to look for with my slings is either normally on the top or around the edges or at the bottom, because that's why I like clear pots for slings.
Mm.
You will always find a hole or a tunnel of some sort.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, if you don't, there's a reason why. Like, I made that mistake with, I don't know if you was right here at the beginning, but Cracks asked me about Mark Ashton, my little curly hair spider.
Yeah.
That one, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the tunnel. I couldn't find the opening. And I wanted to rehouse it because mold had grown on the top for the second time within 2 weeks. And I'm like, why? Because I'm using the same substrate as I've used for all my other spiders. It's come out of the same bucket. But why is only one getting moldy? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So
Yeah.
I couldn't find the spider, and I was like, where it is. And then I got worried that I might have damaged it when I was trying to like find it and take it to rehouse it. And then it wasn't doing great. But that's the only time that I will dig them out, is if one, I've not seen anything of it, or two, there's a problem with the actual enclosure. Otherwise, I would just leave them be.
Yeah.
Yep. So what I've done is I put them in the maggot containers because from Houdini, because I'm thinking this is Houdini 2.0, so I just straight went to the maggot containers that I had with him, and of course, you know, they're not going to get out of that because the maggot containers already has the really, I mean, the super tiny pinholes in the top. But the problem is with that, you can't see through it. It's really annoying.
Mm.
So I just wanted to know if there was like another alternative quite like that.
See, Cracks, I don't know if you've ever tried this, but what you could do, because I've done it, I used to do it with my mantises, and I found it worked really, really well with, you know, the Mark Ashton spider, the little curly hair, is, you know, if, say you get a pot, right, and then if you can hot glue fabric over the top like cotton, because the holes are so small, but yet it's breathable.
Oh, you know, I didn't even think about that. That is
Yeah, you can
super...
also
with the mantises.
You can get fly screening that will stop even fruit flies, so you won't get anything coming
Yeah.
through that. And you can glue that on.
See, I use the cotton only because I used to like doing patchwork things, so I used to make like patchwork pen holders and stuff like that, and that's where I got the idea from. And I normally just get roughly 10 centimeters squares for less than £1, or you get like is it 10 or 20 10 centimeter squares for £1 as, oh, what do you call them, you know, like you get them tester fabrics.
Yeah.
So you don't really pay a whole lot for them. They're cheaper than anything else I've come across. But that's what I used to build my patchworks from, because they never used to cost me anything.
Cool.
All right. I'm gonna pause right here. I'm gonna play another song. You guys okay? You guys okay with that?
I'm cool.
Yeah.
All right. Some more music going on. back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Exotics Radio. I am Crax, your host. We have Ellie's Bug Babies, Bug Realms, and Bailey's Bug Blog on with us tonight. We are loaded, and it is a special show, of course. So thank you all for being here. And again, if you like what we do here, hit that like button. If you want to subscribe for more shows, go ahead and do so. Much appreciated if you did. And without further ado, without further wait, welcome back, guys.
Hello.
I finally did an intro without tripping over my own words.
Just getting messages then. I admin the village Facebook group, and there's nothing more ridiculous than a local Facebook group. The arguments which go on there. Sorry, I'm just a bit quiet at the moment. I'm getting messages. People are falling out on Facebook about dog poo and stuff like that. So it's stupid.
Oh wow! Guess
Wow.
what happened
What?
to me yesterday?
What?
My grandma stole a poke ripes, decided to slap my tongs. Like a poke ripes. I've got some species which you expect it from, but a poke ripes?
It must have been proper wound up.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was just, I call her Mini Monster because ever since she was little, she behaves like she's big.
Yeah, I get yeah.
So
Come on.
she's got some, like, out of all my grandma stolers, I think my grandma stolers are probably the least friendliest. Like, they're the ones that are going to jump on you. They're the ones that are going to jump on your tongues. They're the ones that are going to slap your tongues. Of all my species, they're probably the ones that are the most feisty. But at the same time, they're still quite calm, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Like, if your tongues weren't anywhere near a bed, it just moses along and does what it wants. Is that what you mean? Like,
No,
and then as soon as
I
it's
don't
sensitive...
tongue feed. I leave
Ah,
my
right.
tongues, like what I do is I hover it like over the top and drop them in, so it's not dropped right next to them.
Yeah.
So by the time it gives a little like run, the spider will chase them and catch them.
Yeah,
So,
cool.
but my grandma stolers, like my Iharingis and my Actions, I have to literally stay a good like 30 centimeters or if not more above, because they will literally jump on the tongs. It's like you don't even need to get anywhere close to them, no vibrations, nothing, and they know you're coming.
Brilliant.
They do. I was filming it before, and they literally jumped, and people were like, "That's quite high for a spider to jump." I'm like, "That's Iharingi for you." Just like, you can't really expect anything from them, because the minute you expect them to jump and you take precautions,
Yeah,
they will behave like they don't do that kind of
just sits there.
What about you, Sam? You got any spicy tarantulas?
Mine are pretty good. I do get jumps coming from the Tiltacuttle genus. So my curly hair, that actually jumped at me again today. That one's
Brilliant.
horrible. It's a nasty little thing. I used to get that from my Kallenbergie back when it was still known as Brachypelma. It chilled when it grew up, but when it was young, it was a bit mental. But no, most of mine are fine. And I find that most of my old worlds are just really, really chill as well. I don't get much attitude from them at all.
What about your Cambridgei that you had issues with earlier?
Oh yeah, that was actually only my grown-on sling one, and it was a horrible. I did film it, but I kind of cut a lot of the footage because it was me just kind of off the camera circling around trying to find it. But that was a nightmare because it actually went out. It was a rehouse, so it went out of its pot into the new one, circled the new one 3 times, and was out of it before I could get the lid on. Mental, absolutely mental.
See, for me, I've literally found nearly every species that somebody have said, "Oh, you should start with this, you should start with that." Every one of them starter ones are more likely to give you more problems than the ones you're told, "No, don't get that first, don't get this first." And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, Go ahead.
Like, well, some of the spicier ones, they run away, don't they? Instead, so you don't they don't even get the chance to go crazy at you. Does that
Well,
make sense?
I was feeding Mark Ashton on Tony's stream the other day. Mark Ashton is my 6 spider. He's sort of half still in ICU. He's in his normal enclosure, but with extra water and no lid. I keep fabric on top of him so it can evaporate and not steam up, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's like half, but like he is so much more better. I tried to feed him and he literally was just slapping the food. Like, and then he escaped from his ICU home. He was like, I've had enough of it in here, I'm just going to run out. So he was definitely better. So yeah.
No, I always find the new worlds to be, honestly, I find the new worlds to be spicier than the old worlds. The old worlds, and it goes back down to what we call them. We call them defensive. Defensive spiders mean that once they feel cornered, they go into a defensive mode. If they have a chance to run, they'll run. And most responsible owners, if not all responsible owners, give them that ability to run. They give them that extra hole, they give them the hides, they give them what they need. And so you don't really get the holy grail of, oh crap, today's going to be that day kind of thing. You get the, well, crap, I don't get to see you anymore. Versus the new worlds, because new worlds are what we call a bold spider. They're the offensive spider, if you want to call it, because I can go down the whole reason why, and that's a long rabbit hole. I'll just avoid it, but that's why I like my new worlds, is because they're much spicier. I get much more of a reaction out of them. I find them to have a bit more, instead of a reserved personality, they're more emboldened to do things. Like my curly hair, she chases the water stream around her enclosure.
I find the ones that are most likely to run and hide are your old world baboons, your pokies, or the Samapeas. All my terrestrial species are bold. If you stick water in there, they're going to attack the water. You stick food in there, they're going to attack the food. So,
Yeah, I mean, yes, big time.
They're not. They're definitely not the run and hide kind of spiders.
The thing here, I think I've got 2 Formictopus species, and you put fill the water dish with them, and they just go potty. They batter it all the time.
Formictopus are so sassy.
It's great.
I love my Formictopus. How about you, Sam?
I like while they're sassy.
I actually saw a new behaviour to me today as well. So I was dealing with Panthobius mashala, juvenile, and you normally get, don't you? You'll either get a raise of the abdomen ready to kick, or you'll get the defensive threat pose where you rear up, right?
Yeah.
This one didn't know which it wanted to do, so it was like a seesaw. So for 1 second, its ass is in the air, and then it's rearing up with fangs, and I'm like, which way are you going? And it was just back and forth and back and forth. And I was like, I don't know what to do here, because I don't know how to approach you right now.
See, to be fair, I think my panthos are probably the most calmest terrestrial spiders I have.
Yeah, mine's normally pretty chill, but it was a rehouse, so I kind of had
that
to get
and
it.
The LP. See, I don't really have drama with rehouses, but then I don't really give the spider much option. It's like, here's your pot. The pot will go over the spider, and then I have this like clear plastic that I gently just move the spider on. So if he wants to fret pose, if he wants to kick his, if he wants to do any of the drama, it's not going to affect me because he's in the pot. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I couldn't do that with this one. The enclosure style was not top opening, nor was it side opening. It was my kind of hexagonal jars.
Hexagon ones.
Yeah, which is great to watch them and film them in, but it is shocking to get them out to rehouse. Absolutely shocking.
Because there's like a lip on them, isn't there?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. Although I did do an INSEE really easy from that because it was in its webbing, and I just literally picked up the ball of webbing and just put it in a new one, and that was done. But
even the tarantula room ones can be tricky for that because they've got that big lip on the like my Piamenia, it just hides under that sort of lip. Sometimes you just can't get at it.
See,
Yeah,
I don't use any of, apart from one exoterra that I got and one mantis den enclosure that I got.
Mm.
Like, I literally stick to either critter keepers, you know, the ones you can get from
Yeah. I've
where
got
is it,
a few of
Wilkinson's
them.
or Pets at Home. I stick to
Yeah.
them, or I stick to the crystal clear boxes, and then there's other boxes that I get from the foreign food store that, like, I use them for my arboreals. They're really tall, but they got purple handles.
Yeah,
So
I've got one here. I've got a centipede in one, but I've done something with it. Like I've sort of sealed it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Then
yeah, like I just stick to
they're
them
deep, aren't
because,
they?
well, my big ones that I get from the foreign food store, they're roughly about 50 centimeters tall.
I can picture
So,
that. Yeah.
yeah, they're about 20 to 25 centimeters wide at the bottom, but wider at the top. They kind of got like an angle on them.
Yeah.
So they get bigger as you go towards the top. But I find them fantastic for the arboreals. And even if you need to rehouse them or swap them over, they're quite easy because 9 times out of 10, my arboreals will stick to their webbing. So you can just move the cork back over without causing too much stress.
Are they the ones you lift the handle up and it sort of clips over? Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, they're good then. I like them.
I love them. They're so clear as well. Like,
Yeah,
they're
they
much
are.
more clear than some of the others. But I keep my setups pure and simple. I prefer to buy a critter keeper from Wilkinson's or the plastic boxes from the range rather than spending 80 quid on an Exoterra, because I find them a lot easier to deal with. They're easier to store. You don't have to worry about the weight when lifting them, because an Exoterra weighs a ton. So I've only got one Exoterra that got an LP in, but I've also got rocks in there as well, which probably doesn't help.
Oh, I was gonna say, I like my Exoterras. They're, for me, they're easier. The only problem I have with my Exoterras, as you were saying, is the weight, and also the only problem I have with a critter keeper. And now I had a Darlene that was a master escaper out of a critter keeper. We call them pet keepers here. They're the plastic, clear acrylic plastic with the plastic top and the handle.
Colourful lids.
Yes. Now, what he would do is he would pull back the plastic, and then you would get this slight gap, and then he would just like pry it, and then it'd be like, done. He's out. And I'm like, I caught him halfway out and halfway in one time, and so I was like, books.
See, to be fair though, like with my critter keepers, in the big critter keeper I've got, because I've got a critter keeper that's 45 by 30 by I think 25 to 30 tall. It's a really large one. That got what do you call them now? Do you say a Damon Mundus? Damon Medis?
Yeah, the whip scorpion.
Yeah, that got that in, the big one. And then I've got a Titicato Coenbergi in the one. I've got a Kalugi in the other. I've got the Smithy in the other. I've got a GBB in one. And I've got my mini monster in another. And I've never had problems keeping terrestrial spiders in them kind of critter keepers. But then I've got all my other spiders that would probably more likely get out or challenge the material you keep them in. I keep them all in crystal clear boxes because they have a better click, and you can put the holes wherever you want it. So that's how I do that. If it doesn't go click or clasp, or you fold something on top of it so that they stick down really good, then I don't buy them.
What about you, Sam, Bailey? What do you guys keep?
I've got I think, like Ellie said, the critter keepers from Wilco's, which they're good. They're sort of the deep. I've got critter keepers, which I've got about, how many have I got of those on the go? 6 of those at the moment. But I am eventually moving across to the Mantis Den ones, and it's pretty much the only reason for that is cosmetic reasons, really. They're just filming.
Bailey, quick question on the Mantis Den enclosures. What do you think about the tools they send to stick them together?
Oh, I don't like them. I've had to use my own. I've got my own little Allen keys, so I've had to use them.
See, I did a live stream putting together because I won one.
Yeah.
And I think the enclosure is fantastic, but I have problems with my hands. So I spent over 45, about an hour and a half trying to put it together. At first, I thought the screws are rounding off. Then I thought, no, they haven't made the holes big enough in the cubes.
No, that's
just to find out is the tool that's messing with my hands. And my hands were painful for like 2 days afterwards.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And also when you make them, because it's like a lever, when you turn it in a bit of pressure, you find out it pings off and sod's law, it goes down your cabinet. So I use my actual Allen keys for that instead.
See what I do?
Trust me, you would have heard me shouting in the loft.
Sorry, you know the short, stumpy, multi-tool screwdrivers you can get where you can change the heads?
Yeah.
I used one of them in the end, and I was like, why didn't I just get this in the
That's
beginning?
exactly what I did as well. Yeah.
I finished the whole thing within like 2 minutes, the minute I got that.
Yeah.
So I had struggled for a good hour and a half with this tiny little Allen key, which it could have only taken 10 minutes.
I build them in the loft, you see, because I've got a bit of a workspace there. It's only like storage and there's a table in there. And it's rubbish light. And that's the same. I kept using that Allen key and like putting pressure on it, kept pinging it, flipping. It's a right wind up. And I end up losing it like in the dark of the loft. So yeah, exactly.
See, I have no problems with the actual enclosures themselves. I'm actually thinking of getting a few more because they are really pretty. I know some people said they leak, but I haven't kept a really, really wet species in there, so I haven't seen any leakage issues.
Just seal them. Get that HAB.
But I haven't bothered. Like, I keep a tripepi in it, and the soil's damp, but it's not soaking. So I don't really have a problem with leakage unless it's where I've got a newer one or I've tightened it like really tight. But I have no problem with it leaking. I do really like it, but I do think, one, they should come with instructions because I'm used to sticking things together, so I can pretty easily figure out where they go, which way round they go, and no problems. But imagine if somebody didn't know.
Yeah, I could speak quite a lot on behalf of all that because I mean I spent nearly $1,000 on his enclosures.
Yeah,
so I built 44. You know, so
a little experience maybe.
Yeah, but what I can tell you is I would wait with the biggest large terrestrials until there's a little bit more design work, or get yourself some acrylic bonding agent, because if you're going to get one that gives you any bowing, it's them. And I'll tell you what, I've got all the sizes, and that is the only one of mine that leaves any kind of gap whatsoever is the large ones. So he is working on on bettering that design now. I don't know how long it will take him, but he is trying to better that one. But I've had no issues with any of the other ones whatsoever.
The enclosure I got is, I would say, is only really suitable for a large sling to a medium-sized UV, maybe a small subadot, because it's only a 15 by 15.
Yeah, they're actually my favourite. When you get a row of them, they look well good. They really do.
I love the way it's so clear. You can see through it. It's got plenty of ventilation because I'm terrible for ventilation down the sides. I have down the side ventilation on nearly everything. And especially at the bottom where the soil is, I like to put ventilation there because it's important. I find it's important that the soil breathes. It stops less mold.
Yeah.
But so I like how they've made that. But my only criticism to them was, one, it didn't come with instructions. Like, it's fine for me because I knew what I was doing. And two, was that tiny little tool. You know, if like they could have just said, if you have hand problems or anything like that, you'll need a better tool. Just give that tiny bit of advice.
Well, I can certainly feed back to him about the tool for you if you want. As for instructions, that's a deliberate thing. So he's got instructions on his website because he doesn't want to send out paper. He doesn't want to kill the trees, basically.
Yeah. See, I wasn't even told about that.
Oh, right. Yeah, maybe he should have something to explain that. But yeah, he's got a instruction thing on the website that you can look over.
But
No,
the
that
thing
would be
is, I
really
had
easy
his
to
like
put the
business
site.
card and stuff like that in there, so we could have just put that message on the business card.
Or just on the
Yeah.
site on the box.
But apart from
Yeah.
that, I have no problems at all. It's a lovely enclosure, and I've been thinking of getting more.
Yeah, he's a
Eh.
decent bloke to chat to as well. So if you've got any like criticisms, talk them over with him. He's not going to sit there and be like, "Oh, get lost, you can't tell me." He'll sit there and go, "All right, okay," and he'll think about where to go from there. He's
Oh,
pretty
Yeah,
so
cool.
he knew
That
I
sounds
was
good.
doing a live on the build, and I've sent him all the pictures of the build as well. So, yeah, he could probably hear all my feedback on that live. He'd probably be laughing as well because I struggled so much with that little.
Yeah, I message him. He can also send pieces, can't he? If you damage him, he can send you spare pieces, which is cool.
Yeah.
No, let's be clear. Exactly who are we talking about?
Mantis Den.
Where can we get?
Yeah,
And
so
where can we-
Mantis Den was originally a live seller for Praying Mantis, and then he moved on to Mantis Enclosures, and then he moved on to doing the Not for Mantis range, which he calls the NFM range, which one's designed designed for tarantulas and other things. But he's only UK based at the minute. I'm not sure where he ships to. I think he'll ship pretty much anywhere he can, but
Yeah,
I don't
because
know
the
what the cost would
aren't
be.
he? It's based that, yeah.
If
Yeah,
one of you would be so kindly to send me a mail address, like a website address or something on Facebook, then when this video uploads, I can actually set up the link.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, sure.
That picture I sent you, Cracks, is a row of them.
They look good.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. I'm going to say this again. I'm jealous of your setup because I just have plain Exoterras.
Yeah, get a picture of someone who looks like Judge Jules there as well, or Carl Pilkington, whichever's closest.
But I hate to break this up, but we are coming up on our 3-hour mark. I went way over the time that I was supposed to, and I have been up since 5 o'clock this morning.
Joys,
I'm
yeah,
very tired. I would like to go to bed.
Yeah.
Please let me go to sleep. That's all I want to go.
No, you'd stay here now.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, then somebody better start buying the rum because at this point, this is what's going to keep me going.
Red Bull and rum.
Oh, I gotta go to bed. I got school run in the morning. I'm up super early as well.
Yeah, I
get
do
back
too, to be fair.
Exactly. I've got to lie in tomorrow, but I was much the same. It was a 5 o'clock get up this morning.
So I'm not the only one. Okay,
No.
yeah, I know I feel better. I was like, I don't want to complain. I don't want to be like the only one.
That's what I said before, didn't I? Work, sleep, eat, repeat. That's why I'd been a grumpy git. It's like,
Sam, you definitely have to come back onto the show. I've had Ellie and I've had Bailey on for interviews.
Oh,
you
Sam's
definitely have to come back.
hilarious. You have to keep
Brilliant.
Sam coming on. Sam is so fun.
Yeah, I normally when there's like lives with actual video streams, I quite often send Ellie pictures of her own face because I find it great.
Actually,
This is
right,
almost creepy.
he's been neglecting
Sucker.
each other lately.
Tony.
I haven't heard from you for ages, and then on my part, I haven't messaged you for ages either. We've been neglecting each other.
We have. We'll make sure not to do that.
Sure will.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being on the show. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are great. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. And I'm going to play one last song and then jump right off. Have a good night, and thank you again for being here.
See you later.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Max.